Without food, a human can usually survive only 7 days. Without water, the limit is no more than 72 hours. In extreme cold, the heart may stop within minutes. But when the sun suddenly went dark for an instant, plants became poisonous and animals began to mutate. Humanity was no longer facing simple starvation, but a cataclysm season capable of rewriting every rule of survival. 26-year-old farm owner Lee Tian-ran was shopping at a mall in South City. The public announcement repeated, "Animal attacks have recently occurred in several regions. Citizens are advised to avoid going out at night. Dozens of people have also contracted an unidentified virus, and the authorities are investigating." The other shoppers dismissed it as an ordinary flu. Someone said, "I heard another old man suddenly collapsed just now. Even the hospital could not save him." Another complained, "This keeps happening more often. Why has the government still not found the cause?" Lee Tian-ran ignored the discussion and thought, "There is no harm in storing more food that will keep." After filling the truck with supplies, he checked his list again. Seeds, instant food, frozen meat, daily necessities, snacks, and canned goods. "I only need more diesel, then I can head home." As he drove, he had already planned dinner. Henin must be getting impatient at home. "I will cook her something good and process the deer I hunted this morning." Zhongling called at that exact moment. "Tian-ran, have you thought about the proposal I made?" Lee Tian-ran knew she was talking about their marriage, but he answered calmly, "I already told you. I will not send Henin to an orphanage." Zhongling reminded him impatiently, "She is not even your biological sister. She is just baggage. After we get married, do you expect me to raise a child old enough to be my daughter? I have suffered with you for all these years. Is that still not enough?" Lee Tian-ran gave only one answer. "Li Han is my sister and the most important member of my family." Zhongling finally lost her temper. "If you care so little about me, then forget the wedding. Let us break up." Lee Tian-ran kept one hand on the steering wheel. "Fine, then we will not get married." He ended the call immediately. Just as he set down the phone, a dark shape rushed onto the road. Lee Tian-ran slammed on the brakes, but the truck still struck it head-on and sent it flying. Blood splashed across the windshield. When he recovered, he realized he had hit a mutated sheep. Its skull and brain had suffered devastating injuries, yet its red eyes remained fixed on the cap. Lee Tian-ran stared in disbelief. "What the hell? It is still alive after being hurt that badly?" The mutated sheep staggered upright and dragged itself into the woods. Lee Tian-ran did not pursue it. "Forget it. It is better that it left. Now I will not have to report the accident." The truck finally returned to the farm. Henin recognized it immediately and ran over with the black dog Little Black and the white dog Little White. "Big bro, you are back." Lee Tian-ran caught her. "Slow down." Henin insisted on helping with the supplies, so Lee Tian-ran gave her only the lightest bag. The little girl reported everything she had done. "I fed the cows and sheep, filled their water, and watered the crops." She was already thinking about dinner. "Big bro, can we have stew today?" Lee Tian-ran promised to make venison stew with carrots. While no one was watching, Little White nibbled on the crops. Henin immediately pulled him away. "Bad Little White, do not eat the crops." During dinner, the television was broadcasting the most spectacular total solar eclipse of the century. Holding her food, Henin asked, "Big bro, when the sun is covered, will it become nighttime outside?" Lee Tian-ran told her it would only be dark for a little while and that special glasses were required to watch it. The broadcast began its countdown. 10, 9, 8. The instant the sun was completely covered, the power went out and the temperature plummeted. Henin rubbed her arms. "Why did the electricity go out? And why is it so cold?" Little Black suddenly became alert. It should have been the middle of summer, yet heavy snow was falling outside. Henin pointed through the window. "Big bro, why is it snowing in summer?" Lee Tian-ran saw the livestock growing restless and immediately warned her, "Stay inside and do not run around. I am going to move the cows and sheep into the barn." He left Little White in the house to guard Henin and took Little Black into the snow. Unnatural black sun hanging in the sky. The farther he walked, the more uneasy he became. The plants, the blizzard, and the sun. All of this is too strange. A violent crash came from the livestock enclosure, and a cow smashed through the fence. Its body and skeleton had become grotesquely deformed, and its eyes glowed red. Lee Tian-ran dodged aside and remembered the compound bow hidden beneath a nearby tree stump. He ran to retrieve it, but the mutated cow was already charging again. As Lee Tian-ran drew the bow, a layer of blue markings suddenly appeared before his eyes. "What is that?" A system-like targeting reticle automatically locked onto the mutated cow's weak points. He fired several arrows and expected them to be fatal, but the cow stood back up. Lee Tian-ran frowned. "It is still not dead? Then I will give it a few more." The blue interface displayed that he had no ammunition. He reached for his quiver and found it empty. The mutated cow seized the chance to charge, and its horns and momentum hurled him through the air. Little Black kept warning him that danger was coming from another direction. Lee Tian-ran looked toward the house and realized the truth. If this cow could suddenly mutate, then Little White beside Henin might have changed too. Inside the house, Little White's eyes had already turned red. Henin backed away in fear. "Little White, what is wrong with you?" Little White suddenly lunged. Lee Tian-ran returned just in time, blocked the attack with his body, picked up Henin, and rushed into another room. He put Henin down and spoke firmly. "Little White is dangerous right now. Listen to Big Bro. No matter what happens outside, do not come out. Trust your brother." Henin cried out for him, but Lee Tian-ran shut the door and faced the mutated Little White alone. Little Black rushed forward forward to restrain his companion. Li Tianran grabbed an axe. Little Black, hold him back. I will deal with the mutated cow outside and come straight back. The mutated cow charged again. Li Tianran raised the axe and met it head on. Come on. Little White attacked from behind. Little Black was knocked down. Seeing him lying nearby, Li Tianran had only one thought left. I cannot die. At the very least, I have to keep Hanin alive. As he was about to lose consciousness, a cold voice sounded. Apocalypse survival game matchmaking in progress. Player Li Tianran, move, you useless piece of trash. A blue interface covered his vision. Match successful. The system registered his identity. Player Li Tianran, an initial ability, shelter, a poorly managed level 1 farmstead. Acquired skill, Eye of Truth. Current shelter level, guest house grade, 8 million points required to upgrade it into a fortress. Blue light pierced through Li Tianran's body. When he woke again, his fatal wounds had vanished, leaving only torn clothing and blood. He touched the place where the cow's horn should have impaled him. I am alive. Where did the wound go? Glitch-like images suddenly flooded Li Tianran's mind. In the memory, the system announced, welcome to the Apocalypse survival game. Player status activated. A dark figure wrapped in blue electricity took control of Li Tianran's body and pulled the fallen axe back into its hand. It punched the lunging Little White away, killing the mutated cow instantly and blasting Little White away, leaving him unconscious. After the battle, Li Tianran was completely exhausted, but he finally understood that he had truly died once. My wounds healed, and I suddenly released power that did not belong to me. This system must have saved me. The system announced, loading complete. Shelter binding successful. Point store activated. Beginner reward delivered. Li Tianran instinctively asked, following normal online game logic, should you not issue a mission now? The system did not issue an ordinary mission. Instead, it declared, the first Cataclysm season has arrived. The next Cataclysm season will begin in 30 days. Your shelter is your only support. Gather resources and strengthen its defenses as quickly as possible. The first wave has already destroyed the land humanity depends on. What will the second wave bring? He examined the mutated cow and the restrained Little White, concluding that the animals had mutated after eating contaminated plants. Their strength and aggression had increased dramatically, and the rest of the farm's livestock might face the same risk. But he was more worried about Hanin. I need to check on her first. Tianran ran into the house and heard no sound from Hanin. Panic immediately seized him. Where is Hanin? Why is there no movement? He found her unconscious behind a pile of clutter, lifted her into his arms, and called repeatedly, Hanin, what happened? Wake up. The system scan displayed, name, Lihan, status, asleep. Li Tianran finally relaxed. Hanin soon opened her eyes and called softly, big bro. Li Tianran hugged her tightly, then deliberately looked stern. Why were you sleeping on the floor? Did I not tell you to stay in the room? Hanin explained in an aggrieved voice, I was waiting downstairs for you. Then a huge white light appeared, and I do not remember anything after that. Big bro, were you hurt? Li Tianran reassured her. Do not worry. Everything has been dealt with. Hanin immediately asked about Little White. Where is Little White? Li Tianran could not bear to tell her the truth, so he said, Little White was injured. He cannot see Hanin for a while. He coaxed her back into bed. Sleep for a little while. Big bro still has things to handle. Only after she fell asleep again did Li Tianran inspect the outside situation. Nothing else abnormal had appeared around the farm. Li Tianran opened the system's beginner rewards and point store. He had expected a powerful ability or weapon, but saw only basic functions and complained, that is it. I thought I would receive some special power. So much for starting the game with 1/ dealing 999 damage. His attitude changed the moment he opened the seed description. The radiation-resistant seeds offered by the system could grow normally in contaminated soil. The system told him that points were the universal currency of the store. Seeds, equipment, building upgrades, and defensive facilities all required points. After checking the prices, Li Tianran discovered how poor he was. Everything costs a fortune. I do not have nearly enough points. He counted his real-world supplies and confirmed that any food directly exposed to the contaminated soil or black rain was no longer safe to eat. There was also no telling when outside communications would fully recover. To eliminate any future danger from the mutated creature, Li Tianran burned the cow's corpse. He looked up at the restored sun but could not forget that instant of darkness. He then entered the armory, checked the equipment supplied by the system, and started the backup generator. He selected a portable firearm, left a radio beside Hanin's bed, locked a livestock enclosure and warehouse, and prepared to enter the city. Not long after the truck left the farm, large numbers of mutated birds attacked from the forest and the sky. They repeatedly struck the windows and roof. Li Tianran assessed the situation. The noise attracted every mutated animal nearby. I need to finish this quickly. Before he could fire, a military armored vehicle appeared and used its mounted weapons to eliminate the attacking birds. A soldier's voice came over the radio. The alert on this section of road has been cleared. Li Tianran recognized the troops as belonging to a nearby military base and guessed that the city had already fallen into large-scale chaos. A soldier warned him, it is extremely dangerous outside. Do not wander around. Li Tianran explained that he needed medicine and supplies, then asked about conditions in the city. A distress call suddenly came through the radio. Area B is under attack by a group of mutated cats, requesting support. The soldiers had to leave immediately. Before departing, one told him, "The government has established temporary supply stations, but the city is unsafe. Finish your business and return home as soon as possible." Military aircraft passed overhead. Watching the growing number of abnormal creatures, Li Tianran realized the mutations had spread everywhere. He initially planned to return directly to the farm, but remembered Zhongling might still be in the city and changed direction. "We may have broken up, but I still cannot completely ignore her at a time like this." The streets of South City had lost all their former order. Police vehicles repeatedly broadcast. Several robberies and violent assaults have recently occurred. Citizens are advised to remain indoors. Patients packed the hospital entrance, and emergency workers did not even have enough stretchers. One patient continued bleeding internally, and the doctor could only explain helplessly, "Eating contaminated food has damaged the lungs and internal organs. The hospital has no beds, and our medicine and cardiac stimulants are nearly gone." Another woman kept begging for help while supporting her husband, but he told her the emergency number will not connect and the hospital will not admit anyone. The sight weighed heavily on Li Tianran. The medical system is already close to collapse. There is no way it can treat everyone who ate poisoned plants. With only the power I have now, can I truly keep Hanin alive through this apocalypse survival game? He reached a government temporary supply station. The notice stated that each person could buy only 5 jin of rice, 5 jin of flour, and 1 jin of vegetables with an identity card, and the prices were outrageous. People in line argued constantly over food. Someone complained that rice had risen to 160 yuan per jin, while another person snatched food from a child amid the confusion, quickly triggering a fight. Li Tianran stopped waiting and headed toward the neighborhood where Zhongling rented an apartment. On the way, several scammers deliberately blocked his truck with their vehicles. The fat man leading them held up a bag of vegetables and rice. "Brother, we have fresh food. Money cannot buy this stuff anymore." Li Tianran looked at the obviously contaminated produce. "Eat a bite in front of me, and I will buy all of it." The fat man's expression changed immediately. "We grew this ourselves. We only brought it out because we felt sorry for you." Li Tianran ordered them to move their vehicles, but they continued insulting him. Li Tianran drew his gun. "You are selling food that can kill people. I could shoot you dead right now, and no one would speak in your defense. Get lost." The moment they saw the muzzle, the men drove away. One of them still cursed from a distance. "We picked the wrong hard target today." Li Tianran arrived at Zhongling's apartment and knocked for a long time without receiving an answer. He used a key he had kept from before and found the room ransacked. Even though the lock showed no sign of forced entry, contaminated fruit sat on the table beside a box of antibiotics produced by Tianrun Pharmaceuticals. Li Tianran frowned. Why would Zhongling buy medicine from a company with such a terrible reputation? There was no obvious blood and no indication of an accidental poisoning. Instead, the scene appeared deliberately arranged. He found several records and phone numbers and began to suspect that Zhongling's disappearance was connected to Tianrun Pharmaceuticals. The system men displayed the shelter's complete data. The farm covered 30 mu, the greenhouse was damaged, and both the buildings and defenses were extremely low level. Upgrading the shelter required a steady supply of points. After returning to the farm, Li Tianran immediately began planting. When Hanin discovered that the seeds had sprouted, she ran over excitedly. "Big bro, the seeds really grew." Li Tianran led her into the growing area. "Come on, let us take a look." The radiation-resistant crops matured far faster than ordinary plants. The system explained that these tomatoes and vegetables could withstand contamination, improve the body through long-term consumption, and remain fresh for 30 days. Li Tianran picked a tomato and tasted it. Its sweet flavor entered his mouth, and his fatigue rapidly disappeared. He could not help saying, "Food grown by the system really is nothing like ordinary produce." He learned more about the rules governing points. Every seed, authorization, store item, and shelter upgrade depended on points. The main sources of points were recycled crops, livestock, and minerals. System crops were divided into radiation-resistant grade, ancient medicine grade, and the even higher divine grade, with completely different recycling values. Looking at the advanced bases and weapons in the store, Li Tianran said, "With enough points, I could even turn this place into a top-tier military fortress." The ancient medicine grade carrots ripened at the same time. The system explained, capable of removing poisoning, disease, and most negative conditions, suitable for long-term storage. Li Tianran immediately felt more confident. "If this really works, I will not have to worry about ordinary medical care again." He sent most of the radiation-resistant crops into the recycling system, keeping only what was needed for eating and replanting. 200 kilograms of produce became 2,000 points, while 3 ancient medicine grade carrots entered storage. The system simultaneously unlocked the achievement Recycling Master and rewarded him with an intelligent agricultural robot. When the small robot first appeared, Li Tianran looked unimpressed. What can something this small possibly do? The robot rapidly unfolded its mechanical structure and completed cutting, sorting, and transport in an extremely short time. Li Tianran discovered that it was linked to his system consciousness and could directly receive mental commands. Even an agricultural robot is this powerful. If I can buy combat robots later, Hanin will be much safer. Inside the house, Hanin was watching cartoons with little black. Li Tianran called her to dinner. Stop watching. We are celebrating the seeds sprouting today. A roasted chicken and plenty of other food covered the table. Hanin's eyes lit up. A huge drumstick. Then she became worried. Are we not supposed to save our food? Li Tianran told her. The farm can keep producing food now, so we can eat some of what we stored. He still warned her seriously. You absolutely cannot tell outsiders that we have food. If you say anything, you will go 3 days without meals. Hanin immediately covered her mouth. Hanin promises not to tell. Li Tianran first gave a drumstick to Little Black. This is your reward for protecting us. Hanin stroked Little Black and praised him too. Little Black is the strongest. Mentioning the dogs reminded Hanin of Little White. Big bro, when can Little White come back? Li Tianran continued hiding the truth. He was badly injured and is still resting. When he recovers, he can play with you again. He added another warning. You must never go into the attic. Hanin did not understand, but she agreed. Late that night, Li Tianran entered the attic alone. A pair of red eyes watched him from behind an iron cage. Before Li Tianran could decide what to do next, the system issued a warning. An intruder has entered the shelter perimeter. The system scanned the target. Male, 42 years old, unarmed, threat level 3. The surveillance image showed Uncle Nan, who lived nearby. Li Tianran opened the communication channel. Uncle Nan, is something wrong? Uncle Nan called from beyond the fence. Bossly, all the food my family stored was stolen. Everything at the market is now too expensive to afford. Could you sell me a little? I will find a way to repay you later. Li Tianran did not reveal his true supplies. He only said that his crops had also been contaminated and that he did not have much left. Uncle Nan was clearly disappointed, but he did not pester him. Remembering how Uncle Nan had helped him in the past, Li Tianran still brought out a small amount of instant food. Take this first. It will only last a few days, so you will need to find another solution afterward. Uncle Nan had not expected him to share anything and thanked him repeatedly. Thank you. Thank you. I will never forget this kindness. Li Tianran watched him leave, knowing the food would last Uncle Nan and his son no more than 3 to 5 days. He did not dare reveal his true reserves to anyone. Human nature is least trustworthy when people are starving. The next day, he drove Hanin to Uncle Nan's home. Hanin was still thinking about her cartoon. Big bro, I want to stay home and watch Little Fairy. Li Tianran refused. The mutated creatures outside have not been cleared out. You cannot stay home alone. He told her they were taking supplies to Grandpa Nan, who had helped them. Hanin immediately remembered. The home of Big Brother Xiao Tian, the one who gives me candy. Li Tianran nodded. After the vehicle entered the village, the streets were unnaturally quiet. Not even a dog could be heard. Li Tianran guessed that the livestock nearby had probably all been killed after mutating. The two had barely unloaded the food when agonized cries came from inside the house. Uncle Nan repeatedly called his son's name while Xiao Tian lay in bed coughing up blood. Hanin saw the scene through the window and grabbed Li Tianran in fear. Big bro, Uncle Nan's son is coughing up so much blood. Is he going to die? Li Tianran blocked her view. It is all right. Do not look. But he had already determined that Xiao Tian had eaten contaminated vegetables. His symptoms were identical to those of the patients in the city. To preserve the instant food, Uncle Nan had clearly continued eating the old vegetables. Li Tianran remembered the ancient medicine-grade carrots in storage. The system claimed they could remove poisoning and disease, but they had never been tested on a human. Li Tianran decided to let Xiao Tian try one. Whether he survives will depend on his fate. Inside, Uncle Nan told his son in despair, the hospital has no beds and no medicine. They cannot treat this illness at all. At that moment, a package smashed through the window and landed in the room. Uncle Nan was startled, then discovered a bag full of fresh vegetables and a crumpled note. He picked up the carrot and paper. A carrot? What does the note say? There was only one sentence. If you do not want him to die, feed this to him. Uncle Nan cursed in anger. The major hospitals cannot cure him, and someone is joking around with a carrot. But when he looked at his son coughing blood on the bed, he completely broke down. My poor son, your father is useless. Xiao Tian weakly called, Dad. Uncle Nan gripped the carrot and finally made his decision. Lying here means waiting to die. You want to live, do you not? Then we will try it. He fed the carrot to Xiao Tian. Chew. The hospital cannot cure you anyway. I cannot stand here and watch you die. After eating it, Xiao Tian suddenly vomited violently, spraying blood across the floor. Uncle Nan believed he had killed his son and fell beside the bed, crying, No, please, my son. But after Xiao Tian coughed up the clotted blood, color rapidly returned to his face and his breathing gradually stabilized. Uncle Nan trembled with joy. Thank goodness, my son. Xiao Tian opened his eyes and called, Dad. Watching from outside the window, Li Tianran confirmed that the ancient medicine-grade carrot also worked on humans and finally relaxed. After the disaster, the city's power and communications gradually recovered. Seeing the streetlights turn on again, Li Tianran said, The electricity is back, so the signal should be returning too. He immediately called Zhongling. The phone rang again and again, but no one answered. At that moment, Zhongling's phone was lying inside a sealed cargo truck. The ringtone woke one of the men, who cursed, Whose phone is ringing? An accomplice checked it. The signal is back. It belongs to the woman in the rear. Go turn it off. The men discussed the transport job. How much food do we get after delivering this batch? The fat man leading them grinned. Enough to eat and drink for at least several months. When has Brother Fatty ever treated you badly? Someone asked. What do do they want all these people for? The fat man only replied, we are paid to do a job. Keep your mouth shut. The truck drove toward a building marked Tianrun Pharmaceuticals. Li Tianran had no idea that Zhongling had been taken away. He drove Henin back to the farm while she excitedly talked about Xiao Tian. Big bro was amazing. Big brother Xiao Tian lost so much blood, but 1 carrot made him better. Then she added seriously, and the color around big brother Xiao Tian changed from gray to blue. It was so cool. A heavy impact suddenly struck the roof. Li Tianran shielded Henin. What is on top of the truck? Sharp claws tore through the metal, and a pair of red eyes stared down into the cab. It was not an ordinary beast, but a half-human, half-animal experimental subject. Li Tianran ordered Henin to duck, controlled the truck with one hand, and drew a weapon with the other. The experimental subject clung to the roof and kept tearing at it. Li Tianran turned sharply, throwing it to the side, then fired through the roof. It still refused to release the vehicle, so he rammed the side of the truck into a tree and smashed the creature to the ground. Li Tianran stopped to inspect it. Subject 05 had obvious human anatomy but possessed claws and fangs like a beast. It was not a naturally mutated animal. There is no farm or zoo around here. Where did it escape from? He looked into the distance. The only place nearby capable of conducting an experiment like this is Tianrun Pharmaceuticals. After returning to the farm, Li Tianran sent Henin to watch cartoons. Big bro has something to handle. He entered the attic alone and approached the iron cage holding Little White. Little White was still struggling through mutation and pain. Li Tianran took out an ancient medicine-grade carrot. If this crop can remove the poison caused by contaminated vegetables, perhaps it can save you too. You have to return to normal. Please. Little White's body convulsed violently. His red eyes flickered, and his struggles became even more agonized. Thunder rolled outside. Henin hugged Little Black and said, the thunder is so loud. It is scary. Why has Big Bro not come downstairs? Unable to wait any longer, she decided to find him. Henin quietly entered the attic, intending to frighten Li Tianran from behind. Henin, she was still pleased with herself. Did I scare you? This time Then she saw Little White lying on the floor, and her entire body froze. Little White had stopped breathing. The ancient medicine-grade carrot could treat poisoning and disease, but it could not save a life form that had already completed its mutation. Henin knelt beside Little White, refusing to believe it. Why? Big bro, do we not have the carrot that saves lives? Hurry and feed it to Little White. Li Tianran held her shoulders. Henin, you have to stay strong. In the end, he cremated Little White's body and buried the ashes beneath a tree on the farm. Henin placed Little White's favorite toy beside the grave. Li Tianran took her hand. It is getting colder here. Let us go back inside. Back in the house, Henin sat motionless in front of the television. Li Tianran brought her favorite food. Henin, come eat. I made everything you like. She did not respond. Li Tianran had no choice but to leave the food and handle the farm work first. The system announced that the radiation-resistant crops had matured. Li Tianran completed the harvest and recycled 500 kilograms of radiation-resistant grade crops and 100 kilograms of ancient medicine-grade crops, earning a large number of points. And the damaged level 1 greenhouse was upgraded into an ordinary level 2 greenhouse. The system then issued a security warning. The current farm covers 30 mu, and it can repel only small wild animals. This is a high-risk shelter. Establishing a defensive system as soon as possible is recommended. Li Tianran decided to postpone further production expansion. Henin's safety matters most right now. I can earn more points later. He spent points on an electrified fence and surveillance equipment, then purchased an aerial patrol unit and a ground combat unit. When he still lacked enough points, he even recycled part of the warehouse reserves. I will secure every defensive system first. Food can always be grown again. A mechanical hound and a small aerial sniper unit were finally delivered to the farm. Li Tianran tested the aerial unit first. It could accurately shatter falling leaves while moving. Li Tianran evaluated it with satisfaction. Now I have aerial reconnaissance and sniper firepower. He then ordered the mechanical hound to attack a boulder. Let me see how powerful the ground suppression fire is. The mechanical hound gathered energy and blasted the rock apart with one strike. Looking at the scattered rubble, Li Tianran said, now I can finally relax a little. He brought the mechanical hound to Henin. She still kept her head lowered, but the machine gently rubbed her with its metal head. Li Tianran said, it will stay beside you and protect you from now on. Give it a name. Henin looked up and asked quietly, can we call it Little White? Li Tianran smiled and agreed. Yes, we will call it Little White. Meanwhile, Tianrun Pharmaceuticals was secretly handling an experimental accident. A researcher reported, all failed samples have been disposed of. Only subject 07 continues to show stable data growth. It can now easily break through a 5mm steel plate. Another researcher worried that a pale blue substance had appeared on the subject's surface. If anyone discovered it, they would have to report the matter to corporate headquarters. Lian Tianyu, the general manager of Tianrun Pharmaceuticals, merely smiled. This level of change is not enough. Continue observing it. If headquarters learns that we have been conducting these experiments privately, we will have serious trouble. He ordered his subordinates not to leak any information and not to let other executives access the core files. Once he was alone in the office, Lian Tianyu looked at the company's slogan, a treasure land creates wealth, and whispered, perhaps this disaster will bring us an enormous fortune. Vice General Manager Ren Xiao soon stormed into the office. Liang Tianyu, what exactly are you thinking? This is not the time for you to conduct secret animal experiments. Liang Tianyu remained perfectly calm. I am a businessman first, and a businessman's purpose is profit. In a global disaster like this, how much value do you think ordinary medicine still has? If we can truly develop a treatment for poisoning and mutation, the company's returns will be even greater. Has your research made any real breakthrough? Liang Tianyu said, even the government's joint research teams have not produced an effective medicine, yet you are already in such a hurry. Ren Xiao proposed inspecting the laboratory personally. Director 2 pointed towards Subject 07. This is currently the only stable sample in the laboratory that has not gone berserk. Before he could finish, an assistant suddenly ran over. Director, something has gone wrong. Director 2 could only apologize to Ren Xiao. There is an emergency, so I cannot continue the tour for now. Ren Xiao deliberately acted understanding. That is fine. This is only a routine visit. Handle the emergency first and do not delay important work. After Director 2 left, Ren Xiao lightly touched the communicator near her ear. An outside technician told her, the surveillance system has been handled. You may move. Ren Xiao began searching for a hidden entrance. The scan showed a hollow structure northeast of the public laboratory, possibly open through a pressure mechanism in the wall or floor. The technician warned her, you have only 30 minutes. Ren Xiao inspected the equipment one piece at a time and finally found the mechanism. Found it. The concealed door opened, allowing her to enter the true secret laboratory. Large numbers of human bodies floated inside cultivation tanks, some already severely deformed. Ren Xiao's expression turned cold. This is worse than I expected. She saw reports documenting live body modification, abnormal coagulation, and genetic distortion and cursed bastards. Back at the farm, a new batch of radiation-resistant corn had matured. Li Tianran called Henin over. Come help me. The sooner we finish harvesting, the sooner we can eat. Henin hugged an ear of corn and answered excitedly, okay. She even placed her dinner order in advance. Big bro, I want roasted corn later. The agricultural robot handled the large-scale harvesting, so Li Tianran and Henin only had to organize the produce. At the table, Henin stared at the corn roasting over the fire and asked worriedly, Big bro, if I keep eating this much, will I turn into a fat pig? Li Tianran checked her recent condition and realized that her appetite truly had continued to grow. He explained, these special crops strengthen the body. The faster your body grows, the more nutrition you need. You are still growing, so eating more is fine. Henin continued letting her imagination run wild. If I keep eating like this, will I turn into a muscular warrior girl? An image of his little sister covered in bulging muscles instantly appeared in Li Tianran's mind, and he hurriedly pushed it away. Biting into the roasted corn, Henin said happily, it is delicious. Big bro, roast another sweet one for me. Li Tianran laughed. Stop overthinking it and eat. He took a bite as well. With this farm, at least I will never have to worry about Henin going hungry. Suddenly, the system notified him that a visitor had arrived. Li Tianran looked up. Who would visit at a time like this? The surveillance image showed Xiao Tian, now fully recovered, standing outside with a bag of grain. Li Tianran recognized it as food he had previously given Uncle Nan and became suspicious. Was that not the food I gave their family? Why has Xiao Tian brought it back? The moment Xiao Tian saw him, he greeted him. Bossly, Li Tianran opened the outer passage. Xiao Tian, what brings you here? Xiao Tian handed him the bag. You gave our family instant noodles a few days ago. My dad said people must repay kindness. We just obtained some grain, so we brought part of it to you first. Li Tianran looked at the bag. Where did this grain come from? Xiao Tian answered vaguely. We found it in our yard. Maybe my dad hid it there long ago and forgot about it. His tone sounded casual, but his fingers kept trembling. Li Tianran listened as he continued. Besides repaying your kindness, I also need to ask you for a favor. Xiao Tian requested. I want to borrow your truck and buy some supplies from a procurement station. Li Tianran answered immediately. Fine, take it. Xiao Tian looked embarrassed. I never managed to get my driver's license, and the procurement station is in a remote location, so Li Tianran understood. You want me to drive you there? He noticed that Xiao Tian's hands had never stopped trembling. Violent crimes had become increasingly common in the city, and there were obvious holes in Xiao Tian's story. Li Tianran knew the farm had an agricultural robot, electrified fencing, an aerial unit, and a mechanical hound, so Henin would be temporarily safe. He decided to follow along and see what Xiao Tian was planning. All right, I will take you. Before leaving, Li Tianran warned Henin again. Xiao Tian and I are going out. Do not open the door for anyone before I return. Henin patted her chest. Do not worry, Little White is really strong. After an upgrade, the mechanical hound's outer shell had turned white. Li Tianran held her back by the head. You are not allowed beyond the fence without me. Henin protested. I am already 6 years old. At home, no one talks to me except Big Bro. Li Tianran opened the vehicle passage and let him into the truck. Henin leaned against the window and called, Big Brother Xiao Tian. Li Tianran told her, I will go and come back quickly. I still need to return and cook for you. The moment the truck left the farm, Henin stamped her foot and complained, Stupid Big Bro. I had not even finished saying hello. Then the cartoon attracted her attention again, and she ran back inside. For a while, Xiao Tian said nothing. Li Tianran thought about Henin nearly blurting out the farm's secret and silently complained, that silly girl. I knew she could never keep her mouth shut. Xiao Tian finally asked, "Bossly, will Hanin really be alright alone at home? The world is in chaos. If bad people set their sights on the farm, wouldn't Hanin be in danger?" Li Tianran answered, "That shabby little farm of mine has neither money nor grain. Who would want it?" Xiao Tian hesitated. "Then, didn't you leave Hanin anything she could use to protect herself? Hanin is only a child. Even if I gave her a weapon, she wouldn't know how to use it," Li Tianran replied. "Besides, where could be safer than the farm right now? I electrified the main gate. No one can break in, so don't worry." Xiao Tian forced a smile. "Then I can relax." He quietly took out his phone and began typing. When Li Tianran noticed, Xiao Tian hurriedly explained, "I was afraid the money I brought wouldn't be enough, so I'm asking a friend to lend me some." Li Tianran said nothing. Back at the farm, Hanin was playing with Little Black. Rainbow Squad. Charge. Lemon Yellow. Evolve into Golden Yellow. She suddenly stopped. Wait, Brother Xiao Tian changes color too. Could Brother Xiao Tian also be a member of the Rainbow Squad? Remembering their two meetings, Hanin became even more excited. The last time Big Bro and I saw him, he was green. This time, he suddenly turned red. That is so fun. Believing Xiao Tian was short of money, Li Tianran took out some cash. "I don't have much either. Take this for now." Xiao Tian immediately waved his hands. No, Bossly, you have already helped my family so much. How could I take your money too?" "Keep it," Li Tianran said. Xiao Tian clutched the money and lowered his head. "Bossly, I will definitely repay your kindness." "Alright, stop talking. I still need to drive." The navigation system instructed them to continue straight for 500 meters, bear right after another 300 meters, and enter the fort 200 meters later. With only 100 meters left before the right turn, Xiao Tian suddenly reached toward the steering wheel. "Bossly, the road on the right seems to be closed. Let's take the left road and go around." Li Tianran followed the turn, but immediately felt that something was wrong. "I drive this road all the time. It is also a main township road. Without a major natural disaster, it could not have been closed." "Where did you hear that?" A friend told me." "Which friend? Call him. Let me hear it myself." "Bossly, stop asking," Xiao Tian begged. "I won't hurt you. Turn right now, or it will be too late. Please, trust me just this once." Li Tianran clicked his tongue and accelerated. Elsewhere, the men monitoring the truck's location saw the tracking marker suddenly leave the planned route. One of them cursed. "Damn it, something really did go wrong. That little bastard actually dared to go back on his word." A subordinate asked, "Brother Nan, what do we do now?" "Good thing I prepared for this," the man replied before issuing an order over the phone. "The target is heading toward you. Remember, you must stop them. General Manager Liang wants them alive." "Understood. Turn around and intercept them. Work with Team 2 and attack from the front and rear. I want to see whether they can grow wings and fly away today." As the truck sped down the road, Li Tianran demanded, "What exactly is going on? Tell me." Xiao Tian grabbed his head and broke down. I'm sorry. I betrayed you. I lost my mind, but I had no choice. They took my dad." Li Tianran steadied him. "Calm down first. Who are they, and what do they want?" "They are from Tianrun Pharmaceuticals. They know you have medicine that can cure the poisoning, so they made me lure you out of the farm. While you were away, they planned to take Hanin and use her to force you to submit." Li Tianran's expression changed instantly. "She is only 6 years old. Coming after me is one thing, but you are trying to abduct a 6-year-old child." Xiao Tian trembled. I didn't know they would. They threatened me with my dad's life. I had no choice." Vehicles appeared behind them, rapidly closing the distance. "They're catching up," Xiao Tian cried. "Shut up," Li Tianran said coldly. Everything now made sense. "So every question you asked earlier was meant to test me and find out whether the farm had any defenses. And when you used your phone, you were reporting our situation to them." Xiao Tian pleaded. I'm sorry. Just give them the medicine. There are too many of them. We cannot escape. I'm begging you." Li Tianran's voice turned icy. "Xiao Tian, I am very disappointed. I originally had no intention of wiping them all out, but they actually dared to target Hanin." Xiao Tian continued crying. "I regretted it after they took my dad, but I had no way back. They are about to catch us. Please, hand over the medicine." Blue electricity began flickering across Li Tianran's hands as he gripped the steering wheel. "I will settle your account later, but unfortunately for them, not one of them will leave the farm alive." It turned out that shortly after Xiao Tian regained consciousness, "Son, you are finally awake. You nearly scared your father to death." Xiao Tian stared at him in disbelief. "Dad, I actually survived." "Yes, you reckless brat. What did you eat?" I was so hungry that I could not take it anymore. I found an apple in the cellar that did not look contaminated, so I ate it." Uncle Nan scolded him. "Are you trying to get yourself killed? You even dared to eat something from the cellar. Everything down there has been in contact with the ground." Xiao Tian lowered his head. "We had been living on thin porridge for days. I just wanted to take a chance. Otherwise, we would have starved sooner or later." "Stop talking nonsense. I borrowed food," Uncle Nan said excitedly. "And that was not all. A whole batch of food practically fell from the sky, along with the miracle medicine that saved your life. It must have been the spirits protecting you. They could not bear to watch you suffer, so they revealed themselves and saved you. So many people died after eating poisonous vegetables, yet you survived. Later, we are going to the ancestral graves to give thanks." Xiao Tian did not believe it. If gods truly existed, they would never have allowed a disaster like this to descend upon the world. Someone who did not want to reveal their identity gave us that medicine. Uncle Nan pointed to the bag of fresh food. Son, you must be hungry. We have food now. I will make you something to eat, and you can recover properly. Xiao Tian stared at the vegetables and fruit. That person could casually give away this much food, while our family can barely survive from one meal to the next. A bitter thought rose in his mind. Heaven really is unfair. Xiao Tian suddenly stood up. That is it. Uncle Nan called after him. Son, where are you going? I will be right back. You have not recovered yet. Stay home and rest. Dad, leave me alone. Late that night, Xiao Tian hammered on a neighbor's door until an irritated voice shouted, coming. Stop pounding on the damn door. Who the hell is making all that noise? The door opened, and Xiao Tian nervously called, Be Brother Meow. Brother Meow saw the blood covering Xiao Tian's shirt and recoiled. What the hell? Xiao Tian, what are you trying to do? No, it is not what you think. Brother Meow, someone broke into our house. I came to check your surveillance footage. What? Xiao Tian pointed toward the outdoor camera. That one. I remember it is a 360-degree wireless camera that works without being plugged in, right? That is right. Please let me look at the recording. The thief beat me into this state. I have to find him. I am begging you. Brother Meow reluctantly let him inside. Then hurry up. I was about to go to sleep. Xiao Tian sat in front of the computer. This camera can see the entrance to the alley outside my house. Who was it? A pickup truck soon appeared on the screen, and Xiao Tian froze when he saw its license plate. That license plate. After returning home, Uncle Nan asked, Where did you go? Xiao Tian stood silently at the doorway before finally saying, Dad, I know who saved me. Who? It was Bosley. I checked the surveillance footage. The time his truck arrived and left matches the exact time I was saved. Uncle Nan immediately smiled. Bosley truly is a good man. He gave us food and even saved your life. Xiao Tian remained silent for a moment, then asked, Dad, have you heard that Tian Run Group is offering a huge reward for information about a miracle drug? Uncle Nan's expression changed. What? You ungrateful brat. What are you planning to do? I only want the two of us to live a little more comfortably in this miserable world. Xiao Tian looked at the remaining food. How long can this small amount keep us alive? What will we do after it is gone? Do you honestly expect Bosley to keep sharing his food with us? Uncle Nan slapped him across the face. You want to repay kindness with betrayal. How did I raise such an ungrateful animal? If you dare go through with this, I will break your legs. Do you hear me? Xiao Tian wiped the blood from his mouth. Do you still not understand the situation we are in? If we want to survive, we can only rely on ourselves. He turned away. I am only doing what I must. Everyone looks out for themselves, or heaven and earth will destroy them. Back on the road, the vehicles behind Li Tianran's truck continued closing the distance. Xiao Tian looked through the rear window and panicked. No, they are staying too close. I cannot shake them at all. Two vehicles suddenly appeared ahead and moved across the road, cutting off every escape route. Li Tianran's expression darkened. Damn it. He yanked the steering wheel, and the pickup swerved sharply as the vehicles ahead and behind converged on them. The vehicles collided. Li Tianran held Xiao Tian by the neck in front of him while armed men surrounded them. Chen Nan stepped forward. Li Tianran, right? My name is Chen Nan, from Tianrun Pharmaceutical. We used this unusual method only to invite you out. We have no other intention. We know you have medicine that can treat acute poisoning. You provide the medicine, we provide the manpower, and we make money together. What if I refuse? Chen Nan raised two fingers. There are two possible outcomes. Cooperate willingly, make money, and everyone is happy. He lowered one finger. Or we cripple you and make you tell us. I obtained that medicine by chance. There was only one dose, and I already used it on Xiao Tian. Chen Nan looked at Xiao Tian. Xiao Tian, do not blame me. If you had not driven me into a dead end, I would not have wanted to attack an old friend. Then you came here for nothing. Chen Nan made a call. You are at the farm entrance, right? Break in, seize the little girl, and feed her those poisonous fruits. The electric wall is useless. The men I sent are veterans wearing insulation. Think carefully before opposing Tianrun Pharmaceutical. Li Tianran moved forward while keeping Xiao Tian under control. I hate people threatening me. The men stiffened under his gaze. You should be glad you did not go to the farm. Here, I can at least let you live a little longer. Stop pretending. Cooperate obediently, and both you and the little girl can live. Li Tianran did not answer. Attack. Sever his tendons, but keep him alive. At the farm, the intruders struck the outer wall. Han Han saw them on the security display. They are so noisy. Can they not let me watch my cartoon in peace? She watched the men in the excavator. Those bad guys. I really want to smash their heads. On the road, Li Tianran met the attackers head on. He slipped past a metal pipe and struck the first man. He kicked another attacker away. A third man fell bleeding. One attacker panicked. The intelligence said only the farm had lethal weapons. We only had to lure this man away. A lookout near the farm saw a stone blasted apart. He realized the farm possessed a long-range explosive weapon. Li Tianran knocked down another man. He felt the changes produced by radiation-resistant food. His bone density had increased. His strength, agility, speed, endurance, and reactions had all risen. Ancient people entered the way through the sword. I seem to be entering through my fists. No, I entered through eating. Li Tianran moved toward the trees. I am done playing. Li Tianran drew a handgun. The attackers had expected an old hunting rifle and froze. You cannot afford to offend the important person behind me. As long as I get close, that gun is useless. If you touch me, consider the consequences first. He opened fire. You are still useful. The others do not need to remain alive. The survivors fled into the woods. Make him waste his bullets. A man hid behind a boulder. When the shooting stopped, he smiled. He is out of bullets. Li Tianran opened the system inventory. He took out another handgun. The man stared. How do you still have another one? That is impossible. Li Tianran shot him. At the farm, the defense system eliminated the final intruder. The system displayed target eliminated, awaiting instructions. Han Han worried that Li Tianran might see the bodies, think she was violent, and stop liking her. Han Han pointed at the screen. Clean everything outside before Big Brother returns. Chen Nan lay wounded on the road. I should not have threatened you with the child. I was wrong. I will tell you everything. Please spare me. Sparing you is impossible. You can die quickly, or I can keep you barely alive and continue. I have bullets and time. Choose. Chen Nan surrendered. Fine. Ask. Who is the boss behind you? Tianrun Pharmaceutical General Manager Liang Tianyu. Li Tianran recognized the man who had raised medicine prices during the catastrophe. That explains your methods. Liang Tianyu is controlling this operation personally. He kept it hidden from Tianruan's other executives. He is fighting another vice president and wants this medicine to strengthen his position. Did Liang Tianyu report this to headquarters? No. His rival has support at headquarters, so he was afraid the news would reach him. Take me to Liang Tianyu. Is it done? With Li Tianran controlling him, Chen Nan made the report. We captured him, but he refuses to speak unless he sees you and the old man. Useless. How many men did you lose? Several. Bring him to warehouse 78. I will come immediately. The call ended. Chen Nan dared to hang up on me. Once I enter headquarters, I will replace him. Li Tianran drove Xiao Tian and the captured men toward the warehouse. Thank you for saving my father. I am saving Uncle Nan incidentally. Do not flatter yourself. At warehouse 78, Liang Tianyu waited beside the bound Uncle Nan. One of Chen Nan's men brought Xiao Tian inside. Why did you come alone? The messenger was knocked unconscious and left in the vehicle. Brother Nan had a stomachache and went to the toilet. My men were not ruthless enough. He pointed to Uncle Nan. The old man is here. Tell me the secret, and I will release him. Uncle Nan struggled. Do not tell him. He will never let us leave alive. Drag him over. Before Liang finished speaking, Li Tianran broke through the glass above. He landed on a guard and rose among the shards. This wall was rather hard to climb. The guards seized Uncle Nan. How did you get in? Where is Chen Nan? Li Tianran showed him the badly wounded Chen Nan. Your good subordinate is here. Move again and I will kill the old man. Do as you please. Trading an unrelated hostage for your life is a good bargain. Save me. The guards rushed toward Li Tianran. He fired before they reached him. Xiao Tian ran toward his father. Li Tianran shot Liang Tianyu. After the fighting, Uncle Nan and Xiao Tian knelt before Li Tianran. Thank you for not blaming the father for the son's actions. I know an apology cannot undo anything. You did not wrong me. I do not punish an entire family for one person's actions. Do not apologize merely to ease your conscience. You do not deserve forgiveness. I am sparing you only because killing you is unnecessary. We know nothing and will never expose you. Pile the bodies together. I will move the vehicle inside. What are you going to do? Destroy the bodies and erase the evidence. A wounded attacker lay among the dead and gripped a sharp fragment. He suddenly lunged at Uncle Nan. Uncle Nan avoided the first fatal strike, but the blade cut him. I am already doomed. I will take someone with me. Xiao Tian rushed between the attacker and his father. The blade pierced Xiao Tian. Li Tianran drove the vehicle into the attacker. Uncle Nan caught his critically wounded son. Dad was right. I am useless. I could not become a good person, and I was too cowardly to become a real villain. My selfish desire put Dad in danger. This life is what I owe him. I finally feel relieved. Please thank Han Han for me. Li Tianran remembered the candy in the meal and understood it had been Han Han's choice. Xiao Tian smiled faintly. Thank her. It was very sweet. His hand fell still. Uncle Nan wept over his son. He later forced himself to stand and helped Li Tianran finish the cleanup. They poured fuel through warehouse 78 and ignited it. Li Tianran and Uncle Nan walked away while the warehouse burned behind them. At Tianrun Pharmaceutical, a subordinate rushed into Ren Zhao's office. Something terrible happened. Calm down. What happened? Liang Tianyu is dead. At the morgue, the doctor examined the remains. The bodies were badly burned. DNA from the teeth identified Liang Tianyu and Chen Nan. The other bodies had no matching records. The current shortage of investigators made identification difficult. Was the fire an accident or murder? Bullet fragments were found in several bodies. They died before the fire. Some bodies also showed signs of torture. Ren Zhao considered the two possibilities: a personal attack on Liang Tianyu or an attack on Tianrun Pharmaceutical. If Liang alone was the target, I will open 2 bottles of red wine. If Tianrun was the target, the killer is my enemy. Outside the farm, the system displayed cell coagulation bomb purchased. Are you certain you want revenge? Yes, even if it costs me this old life. Li Tianran attached the device to him. I removed every trace I could, but Tianrun may still find a clue leading to the farm. This is a reminder. Xiao Tian's betrayal cannot happen again. Uncle Nan did not resist. I also hope I never have to detonate it. When they returned, Han Han stood beside an excavator and a fresh mound of earth. I was only playing a digging game. I was afraid you would dislike a violent child. Will you stop wanting me because I killed people? No matter what mistake you make, I will stay beside you and bear it with you. You are my most important family. I am happy you know how to protect yourself. You only need to be yourself. I will guide you. We will not harm others without reason, but we will never allow others to harm us. Han Han raised her fist. Anyone who bullies Big Brother, I will smash his head. Li Tianran laughed. I will do the same. What was the red light you saw around those intruders? It made me nervous. I dislike them. Big Brother usually has a relaxing blue light. Little Black has a friendly green light. Xiao Tian had appeared red. Uncle Nan looked gray with a little green. Ordinary passersby were usually gray. Han Han could not see names, numbers, or written information. The colored light had appeared about a week earlier. Li Tianran concluded that red represented malice toward Han Han. He thought radiation-resistant food had caused a beneficial change in her body. He decided green meant closeness, gray meant indifference, blue meant intimacy and relaxation, and red meant malice. Li Tianran called his own data reading ability the True Eye. He named Han Han's ability the Eye of Good and Evil. Report anyone glowing red immediately. You are my strongest helper. Uncle Nan will live here and help with the farm. Uncle Nan planned to stay in the gatehouse. Where did Xiao Tian go? He went to another world to atone for his sins. Anyone glowing red who wants to bully Big Brother never lives long. Big White will blow apart anyone who hurts Big Brother or Little Black. Focus on eating. Uncle Nan decided that protecting the farm and avenging his son would be the purpose of his remaining life. On the 15th day after the Great Catastrophe, a news broadcast announced 38.6 million deaths across Blue Star. The Yanhuang Federation had lost 4.7 million people. The government was mobilizing reserve grain and expanding soilless cultivation. The public was urged not to panic. In a high-rise office, Bai Jingyan met his wheelchair-bound father. Did you read Ren Zhao's report about Liang Tianyu's death? I read it. Liang Tianyu could make money. His death is regrettable, but there is something more important. The General Military and Police Headquarters had captured a level 5 mutant beast in the southern frontier mountains. Bai Jingyan was shocked. The highest level specimen he could study was only level 3, and he had produced it artificially. Deep forests have not been cleared by humans, so irradiated plants are everywhere. Mutant creatures grew stronger through continuous predation. Existing technology may soon fail against unknown evolution. Take over the southern laboratory. Liang Tianyu's secret laboratory had used several interesting technologies. Bai Jingyan had to combine them with his own research and extract a V-shaped virus quickly. Yes, Ren Zhao examined Liang Tianyu's office records. Everything appeared normal until the 2 days before his death. The surveillance footage from those days had been destroyed. With the direct trail cut off, she temporarily set the case aside and focused on the new research institute's location. At the airport, Bai Jingyan stepped forward. I am Bai Jingyan. I am Ren Zhao. I heard you already have a possible location for the institute. Take me there now. All right, get in. At the farm, Li Tianran opened the system's fish and livestock exchange menus. Prices varied greatly even among creatures of the same level. A level 1 bluefin tuna cost 300 food points per kilogram. Li Tianran possessed only 500 points. Han Han recognized the fish from a television advertisement. I want bluefin tuna. The fish section was only just unlocked, and this one is too expensive. I want it. Li Tianran took Han Han, Big White, and the excavator outside to prepare more land. They began digging. Uncle Nan petted Little Black and noticed the dog had grown a full size larger. Li Tianran first wondered whether Little Black had simply become fat from eating too well. Little Black used to reach only my knees. Now he reaches my thighs. Li Tianran realized the change had happened gradually. Since the poisonous crops were removed after Little White's accident, he suspected Little Black had changed from eating radiation-resistant produce. He decided to observe the dog carefully. The system displayed, warning, dangerous visitors detected. Outside the gate, Bai Jingyan and Ren Zhao examined the farm. The facilities and layout look good. The location is remote. I had it surveyed in advance. What business do you have here? I am Ren Zhao, General Manager of Tianrun Pharmaceutical. Open the gate so we can speak face to face. She handed over her card. I want to buy this farm. Name your price. I can also give you a villa in the city center. This farm is not for sale. Tianrun has considerable influence in South City. At least hear the full offer. I like living here. I would not trade it for a mountain of gold. De Kuei grabbed him through the bars. Do not be ungrateful. The farm's danger warning activated. De Kuei. Bai Jingyan struck De Kuei. Act on your own again, and I will send you back to the desert. De Kuei bowed. I was wrong. It will not happen again. My subordinate was rude. Please do not take it to heart. I will not. De Kuei, come closer. As De Kuei stepped closer, Li Tianran punched him through the bars of the gate. You struck my gate once, so I returned one punch. Now we are even. De Kuei staggered backward, but Bai Jingyan stopped him from retaliating. We disturbed you first. We will leave. Bai Jingyan placed a card by the gate. If you ever reconsider selling the farm, contact me. Li Tianran watched the three of them leave. Tianrun Pharmaceutical had appeared near the farm far too quickly for him to treat the visit as a coincidence. He released Hummingbird Guard number 1 and ordered it to follow their vehicle. Only 10 days remained before the next destruction era. The crop fields and fish pond were already operating, but the livestock area had not yet been completed. That evening, Li Tianran, Han Han, and Uncle Nan sat around a steaming hot pot. Han Han dipped a piece of lamb into the sesame sauce. Big brother, the sauce you made is delicious. Eat slowly. No one is fighting you for it. Uncle Nan looked at the fresh vegetables on the table. Natural. Are you really planning to keep expanding the farm? The temperature outside is still falling. Ordinary land can no longer produce food, but we cannot stay inside the house forever. Li Tianran placed more meat into the pot. The food grown here is different from ordinary food. Eating it for a long time strengthens the body and may even awaken special abilities. Special abilities? Are we going to become monsters? Not monsters. Evolution. In the new environment, ordinary humans might eventually become the abnormal ones. Some mutated creatures were already developing power far beyond anything a normal person could resist. Uncle Nan looked at his hands. So I might change too? Keep eating the food here, and sooner or later, your body will respond. Li Tianran checked the position of hummingbird guard number 1. Bai Jingyan and Ren Xiao had stopped at a villa outside the city. Late that night, he put on a mask and rode toward the villa. Ren Xiao brought Bai Jingyan and his group into the villa. Mr. Bai, this is my house. Please stay here tonight. I'll arrange another place for you tomorrow. Bai Jingyan replied. Sorry to trouble you, President Ren. A tiny bird-like device followed them inside. Ren Xiao continued. You'll stay downstairs. There are 4 rooms, so choose whichever you like. I'll have dinner prepared and delivered to your rooms. All right. Ren Xiao headed upstairs. Get some rest. Bai Jingyan answered. Okay, you should get some rest too. The tiny device followed Ren Xiao up the stairs. She glanced back. How annoying. Why are there still mosquitoes in weather this cold? After returning to her room, Ren Xiao complained. After dealing with people's attitudes all day, I'm exhausted. I'll take a nice shower and then do some skincare. Looking at herself in the mirror, she smiled. Ah, who is this gorgeous beauty with such smooth skin? Ren Xiao, you're capable at work and beautiful too. How are other people supposed to live? The strange wing beat returned, and her smile disappeared. A mosquito? No, that wing beat sounds more like a beetle. How annoying. I'll open the window and see whether it flies out. Ren Xiao opened the window. The air conditioner has been on too long. Fresh air feels so good. She suddenly noticed movement outside. A masked man was climbing toward her window. Before Ren Xiao could react, he entered the room. She tried to shout, help, but he immediately pinned her down. Ren Xiao panicked. The bodyguards outside were completely useless, and she wanted to fire every one of them. The intruder was too strong for her to move, so she decided not to resist and tried to calm him first. The masked man warned her, I'll let you go. Don't scream. Do you understand? Ren Xiao nodded. Don't try anything else. You can find out whether my knife is faster or your bodyguards are. He released her mouth, and Ren Xiao hurriedly said, there's money in the bedside cabinet. The bills are untraceable, and there's jewelry and gold too. Take everything. As long as you don't hurt me, I won't call the police. The masked man replied, you're very cooperative. Ren Xiao tried to reason with him. In this world, people only want money. Hurting me does you no good. Take the money and leave. It can buy you plenty of food. The masked man answered, unfortunately, I'm not here to rob you. Ren Xiao immediately misunderstood his intention. What? Are you a pervert? A twisted freak? A sex maniac? I have AIDS. Touch me and you'll be infected. The masked man stared at her in silence before covering her mouth again. Stop. I'm asking you this. Did you send someone to kill Liang Qianyu, President Liang? Otherwise, why haven't you uncovered the murderer after so long? Ren Xiao finally realized he was not after her body. The masked man released her, and she asked, are you one of Liang Qianyu's people? She could not understand where he had come from, because Liang Qianyu's trusted men were already dead. The masked man said, President Liang showed me great kindness. He died without any explanation, and I want to avenge him. I heard you've been investigating his death. Give me all the information you have. I want to see it. Ren Xiao understood that he had come to demand answers. Listen to me. The police and I are both investigating Liang Qianyu's death, but too many leads were cut off. We can't identify the real murderer in such a short time. The masked man accused her. Liang Qianyu died, and you took his position. You may have ordered the killing yourself. Ren Xiao snapped. You have no evidence. Liang Qianyu had too many enemies in South City. In this chaotic world, it wouldn't be strange for someone to kill him. He died so brutally that it was clearly revenge. I had no deep hatred for him. Killing him just for a general manager's position wouldn't be worth it. The masked man realized that she had mostly guessed the truth and was not as foolish as she appeared. I don't believe you have no suspects. There really are no suspects. He destroyed the related documents and surveillance recordings concerning whatever he had been secretly planning. I don't even know who he met before he died, so how could I identify a suspect? Ren Xiao admitted, that matter is giving me a headache too. The masked man understood that Liang Qianyu had tried to keep everything for himself and had left no evidence behind. This was exactly what he needed. Ren Xiao asked, can you let me go now? The masked man suddenly heard footsteps outside. Someone shouted, President Ren, what happened? Open the door. He struck Ren Xiao unconscious just as the door was forced open. The alarm had gone off, and the maid begged, Mr. Dekue, something must have happened. You must save President Ren. Dekue rushed into the room, but the masked man had already escaped through the window. Seeing Ren Xiao unconscious, the maid cried, President Ren, what happened to you? Dekue looked outside and cursed, damn it, he got away. The masked man landed outside and thought about the scar-faced monster who had smashed through the door. Before he could leave, a voice stopped him. Breaking into a young woman's bedroom in the middle of the night is rather impolite. The masked man found Bai Jingyan waiting below. How did you find me? I clearly left no trace. Bai Jingyan explained, the moment you stepped onto the window's weight sensor, I had Dekue block the front door. Since you didn't want a direct confrontation with us, you were certain to jump from the window. This was the optimal route. The masked man realized that Bai Jingyan was formidable, but still refused to believe that such a thin man could stop him. He charged forward, and the two collided. Their blows collided, forcing both men apart. Bai Jingyan examined the masked man. Interesting. The bones in an arm cannot compare with a knee joint. According to my calculations, your radius and ulna should have fractured after taking a direct impact of 700 kilograms. Your wrist should also have suffered a comminuted dislocation because it could not disperse the force, yet you show no sign of injury. Bai Jingyan smiled. Have you trained in martial arts? I couldn't see you using any special technique to disperse the force. I'm very curious. Can you explain it to me? Otherwise, you won't be leaving tonight. The masked man felt his arm turning numb. Has this man trained in some form of combat or ancient martial arts? He actually blocked my punch. My physical abilities may have surpassed ordinary people, but being held up by a skilled fighter is still troublesome. Voices approached from nearby. There's a sound over there. Go and check. The masked man said. Sorry, but I don't have time to play with you. The next time we meet, I'll beat you into a pig's head. Bai Jingyan blocked him again. I told you, you're not leaving tonight. The masked man kicked dirt into Bai Jingyan's face. I'm leaving. Go wash your eyes. Bai Jingyan covered his eyes. You! That was despicable. The masked man vaulted over the wall. Goodbye. Several men rushed over. Did he escape? Researcher Bai. Are you alright? Bai Jingyan struggled to catch his breath. That man is intelligent, and his physical condition is nearly perfect. He has almost surpassed the limits of humanity. What excellent material. Just wait. I will find you. I'm fine. I only need to wash my eyes. Should we pursue him? Don't. He's too fast. You won't catch him. How is President Ren? You should go and see her. Bai Jingyan examined Ren Zhao. It's nothing serious. The intruder merely knocked her unconscious. When she wakes up, find these medicines in the medical kit and give them to her. I've written down the dosages. The maid said, Mr. Bai, we should still call the police. South City is already in chaos, and nothing appears to have been stolen. There's no need to create more trouble for the military police. Alright, we'll listen to you. Without you, who knows what might have happened? This world is becoming far too chaotic. A man hurried into the room. Mr. Bai, something's wrong. I checked your room and found that one of the hard drives is missing. Bai Jingyan asked, was it the gray drive connected to the computer? Yes, that one. The masked man rode away with the drive. After reaching a computer, he disconnected the network cable. There shouldn't be any problem once the network is disconnected. Now let me see what Tianrun Company is really planning. He inserted the drive and opened a folder titled Experimental Notes. Experiments? Was that man a researcher? The notes read, even though many living creatures have died because of it, I remain firmly convinced that the radioactive food which caused enormous changes in the limbs and body shapes of beasts and humans is not itself a disaster. It has brought living creatures more than death and deformity. It also brought evolution. They merely chose the wrong evolutionary path and collapsed halfway. I believe I can find the correct path, even if human lives must be the price. I will use this disaster to lead humanity into the next civilization. Humanity will no longer be separated by terminal illness, die young because of congenital weakness, or be treated as a burden because of insufficient strength. Humans will rival tigers, leopards, and gods, and their lifespans will extend to 300 years. Meanwhile, one of Bai Jingyan's men asked, Mr. Bai, are you still unable to locate it? The other party may have used some method to block the signal, or perhaps he hasn't opened the hard drive yet. The master drive hasn't detected the child drive's location. Was the information important? Forget it. That hard drive only contains old data. An outsider would have difficulty understanding it. Bai Jingyan thought, if those people see the notes, they may discover my true purpose for coming to South City. His subordinate said, Mr. Bai, this is too much of a coincidence. We were attacked as soon as we arrived in South City. Could number 7 have sent him? If number 7 truly wanted to attack us, he wouldn't send an inexperienced novice. That man has exceptional physical abilities, but his technique is still crude. Li Tianran reached the final entry. Ahead lies darkness. Behind me is an abyss. I have no path of retreat. Yanhuang Calendar, November 21st, 2025. Bai Jingyan. Li Tianran stared at the signature. This man's ideas actually coincide with mine, but sacrificing human lives is far too arrogant. Could they already have begun human experimentation? Li Tianran later brought several new animals to the farm, including level 1 Bama Siang piglets, Windsor rabbit kits, and Qingyuan chicks. Han stared at them excitedly. Big brother, where did you get so many fluffy little cuties? Li Tianran wondered how to explain them. The real explanation is too complicated. Han probably wouldn't understand it. Got it. Big brother has a Doraemon treasure pouch. I can pull out anything you want. Han hugged a rabbit. Wow, really? As expected of my big brother. She decorated the rabbit's face. Li Tianran said, this is our secret. You can't tell anyone. Understood. You caught on quickly. Li Tianran noticed the rabbit. You can't play around with precious food. Put it back in the livestock shed. Food? Han hugged it tightly. No, it's so cute. Don't eat it. I want to raise it. It's still so small. Li Tianran replied, spicy rabbit meat. Han immediately imagined pork chop rice, chicken hot pot, bacon burgers, Hainanese chicken rice, spicy rabbit hot pot, roasted chicken legs, rabbit with millet peppers and young ginger, and diced rabbit with pickled peppers. Li Tianran asked, so, is Han going to become a vegetarian now? Bai What? You should be grateful for hard-earned food and finish every last bite. That is the greatest respect you can show food. Getting attached will only make it more painful. Give it to big brother. Han Han reluctantly handed him the rabbit. From now on, Han Han will finish every last bite. The system suddenly issued a notification. Congratulations. The planting zone has produced a rare crop, albino corn. Please harvest it as soon as possible. Rare produce? What is that? Li Tianran told Han Han. Go play. I'm going to check the cornfield. Okay. The system displayed the item's information. Rare item. Level 2 albino corn. One-time consumable. An extremely rare mutant product of radiation-resistant corn with a production probability of 1 in 100,000. Effect. The consumer enters a berserk state. Strength, speed, and neural reaction speed increase tenfold for 30 seconds. Li Tianran stared at the corn. 10 times stronger for 30 seconds? This is basically Popeye's spinach. Is this the only one? Let me see whether there are any more rare items. He searched the cornfield, the rapeseed field, and the other crops. None. It seems rare items can only be obtained by chance. They appear only when you're lucky. The system never mentioned special items when I planted the crops. I suppose this counts as a small surprise. Maybe I should grow something that can be planted in large quantities and increase the planting density by half. Wouldn't that give me a much higher chance of producing rare items than corn? Li Tianran immediately rejected the idea. No, that would be putting the cart before the horse. Increasing the density might improve the chances of obtaining a rare item, but the crop's quality and yield would decline. Large numbers of weak or dead seedlings might appear. I should farm properly instead of trying to exploit a bug. What I need most right now is still points. Rare items can only be an additional bonus. Ren Xiao reviewed the attack and clenched her teeth. That damned bastard. I'll dig you out and tear you to pieces. The security guards are all useless. So many people couldn't even catch one petty thief. The military police don't have any spare personnel to investigate either. It seems I won't be able to identify him through normal methods. Ren Xiao noticed a strand of hair caught on her clothes. This hair is much lighter than mine. It clearly doesn't belong to me. It must have come from the man who attacked me that night. She remembered being pinned down. Stop thinking about that bastard. I'll catch him sooner or later. Ren Xiao approached Bai Jingyan. Mr. Bai, I need to speak with you. Miss Ren, are you feeling better? Thanks to you. The massage technique you taught me was very effective. I can't feel any pain today. I've also chosen a location for your research institute. It's not far from the farm. The building used to be a factory, but it closed because of the mutations, so we bought it at a low price. The location is quiet and secluded, which meets your requirements. Thank you, Miss Ren. You came to see me about something else, didn't you? Ren Xiao sat down. This is rather embarrassing. Since you're an expert in biological research, you should be able to perform systematic DNA comparisons, right? I want you to help me find someone in South City whose DNA matches this strand of hair. Bai Jingyan answered. With all due respect, searching the entire city would be like looking for a needle in a haystack. Even completing nearly 100,000 comparisons would take an unknown amount of time. Obtaining DNA samples from everyone in South City would itself be an enormous undertaking. Bai Jingyan asked, is this person very important? Ren Xiao laughed. Not really. I only want to find the criminal who attacked me that night. Forget it if it's too difficult. Bai Jingyan suddenly stood. No, it isn't difficult. Miss Ren, I'm willing to help you with this. Ren Xiao stared at him. What? Thank you. Then I'll have to trouble you. Elsewhere, a laboratory began a new experiment. A reagent diluted to 10% was injected into a specimen. After the injection, its muscle fibers thickened visibly and its cellular activity increased dozens of times. The researchers immediately recorded the data, but the specimen soon developed compound eyes. Its genes had been contaminated by those of another organism. The experimental subject suddenly entered a berserk state and broke free from its restraints. The researchers confirmed, V-Virus Beta, experiment number 34 has failed. The monster smashed through the outer glass, and Bai Jingyan immediately ordered, destroy it at once. That night, memories from his childhood returned in a nightmare. At a grand banquet, several boys noticed the child standing alone. Hey, Jingming, why did you leave that cheap little brother of yours by himself? Bai Jingming sneered. Don't talk nonsense. What brother? He's only a bastard. Another boy suggested. Then let's go have some fun with him. Sure. They dragged the helpless child to the fountain and forced his head underwater. Look at how pathetic he is. Hold him tight. I'll make him drink until his stomach is full. A bastard will always be a bastard. He'll never belong here. Bai Jingming watched coldly. Take it easy. Don't leave any marks on him. Although he's a bastard, he still carries the Bai name. We have to preserve appearances for the old man. The others laughed. We know. The child coughed and begged. Brother, big brother, please let me go. They mocked him. Bai Jingming, he's still calling you his brother. Brother, please let me go. Bai Jingming merely sighed. Filthy, you little bastard. Bai Jingyan jolted awake in terror. No, don't hit me. After catching his breath, he whispered. Bai Jingming, his gaze shifted to the container holding V-Virus Alpha. The stability of the V-state is getting higher. As long as I can create the perfect mutant, I won't be far from defeating you. Meanwhile, a news report announced, it is now the 19th day since the world changed. A reporter in Nanchi town has discovered the remains of more than 100 mutated livestock. Their origin is unknown, and the Epidemic Prevention Department has already disposed of them. Han Han lay beside Little Black and watched attentively. Li Tianran asked, asked. Why aren't you watching cartoons today? You're watching the news instead? Han Han pouted. Big brother always treats me like a little kid. I'm paying attention to the catastrophe too. Little Black is getting stronger, so I have to become stronger too. Li Tianran watched Little Black and confirmed that he had shown no violent tendencies. His physical changes were probably an evolution caused by eating radiation-resistant crops, so Li Tianran finally relaxed. Before leaving, he said, Big brother and Uncle Nan are going back to digging. Find yourself some snacks when you get hungry. Han Han replied, okay. 1 hour later, Han Han rubbed her stomach. Big brother was right. I really am a little hungry. She noticed a box on the table. What's that? Inside were 2 glowing level 4 enhancement seeds. Han Han opened the box excitedly. Wow, they really glow. They look delicious. She held the seeds toward Little Black. There are exactly 2. 1 for each of us. Han Han swallowed one and immediately grimaced. So bitter. Little Black swallowed his seed whole. It was too hard to chew. I swallowed the whole thing. I need some water. Soon, his eyelids grew heavy. I don't know why. I'm suddenly sleepy. Little Black curled into a ball and fell asleep. That night, a dark figure knocked Uncle Nan aside, sending the flashlights rolling across the floor. Uncle Nan turned in alarm. What is this? Little Black? Little Black had grown into a huge wolf-like beast. Uncle Nan wondered. Little Black actually looks like a wolf now. Did he mutate? But he seems different from ordinary mutated beasts. He hasn't continued attacking me. I'll try calming him down. He slowly raised his hand. Little Black, it's me, Uncle Nan. Little Black seemed to respond. Uncle Nan continued. Are you hungry? Don't be afraid. I'll get you some food. Before he could approach, Little Black suddenly sensed something outside and became agitated. He crashed through the window, leaving Uncle Nan stunned. Little Black, come back. The fence and barbed wire are electrified. Little Black easily cleared the high wall and disappeared into the night. Uncle Nan stared after him. He crossed such a high wall so easily. Li Tianran rushed over. Uncle Nan, what happened? Uncle Nan answered anxiously. Bossly, something's wrong. Little Black suddenly went berserk and ran outside. Li Tianran froze. What? Uncle Nan explained. I don't know why he suddenly became violent, but he looks different from the mutated beasts outside. He also seemed to recognize me. Han Han ran toward them barefoot. Big brother, Uncle Nan, she cried. Little Black is missing. I woke up and found he wasn't beside me. Li Tianran asked, Han Han, why did you run outside? He comforted her. Don't worry, maybe Little Black got tired of staying home and went out to play. He'll return soon. Go back to sleep. Han Han refused. No, Little Black never leaves me when I'm sleeping. What did Uncle Nan mean when he said Little Black went berserk? Li Tianran noticed her bare feet. Why didn't you even put on shoes? Han Han hesitated. I'm worried about Little Black. What if he becomes like Little White? Li Tianran picked her up. Don't think like that. Did Little Black eat anything unusual recently? Han Han answered. No. Han Han always remembers Big Brother's instructions. We only ate food from the farm, but this afternoon, we ate a glowing nut from a box. Li Tianran immediately recognized the seeds. Those were the only 2 level 4 enhancement seeds. Little Black must have evolved. Damn it. But why did he lose control? He called out, System, can eating level 4 crop seeds cause an organism to lose control? The system gave no response. System, damn it. Li Tianran handed Han Han to Uncle Nan. Han Han, Big Brother will bring Little Black back. Go inside and sleep with Uncle Nan. Han Han pleaded. Big Brother, you must bring Little Black back. Li Tianran reassured her. Don't worry, Little Black is part of our family. I'll definitely bring him home. Little Black raced through the forest, tormented by burning heat. So hot, his instincts screamed. I want to tear apart fresh flesh and crush every living creature's throat. He desperately restrained himself. No, I can't hurt humans. Otherwise, I'll never be able to return to my little master. A hooded figure watched from behind a tree. It's the sacred beast. Yes, this must be the sacred beast mentioned in the oracle. Bring it back. Tianshou will be delighted. Meanwhile, the patrol guards reported through Li Tianran's receiver. Patrol guard number 1 reporting. Nothing detected. Number 2 reporting. Nothing detected. Li Tianran stopped beside his motorcycle. It seems Little Black has already left this area. I have to find him quickly. If the military discovers him, he'll certainly be destroyed. Hearing movement behind him, Li Tianran turned. Who's there? A hooded old woman stepped from the darkness. Young man, are you searching for a long-haired black dog? Is that your dog? Li Tianran studied her suspiciously. Ma'am, did you see which direction it went? The woman smiled. Young man, do you know the truth behind this catastrophe? Li Tianran replied. Tell me where my dog went, and I'll listen to anything you want to say. The woman declared. Humanity has committed too many sins and offended the gods. Heaven sent this disaster to punish mankind. It will not end until humanity is completely destroyed. Anyone wishing to survive must join our all-being salvation society. Only those who sincerely repent before God have a chance to live. Li Tianran thought. What kind of new religious scam is this? He asked. Are there any requirements for joining your society? The woman explained. Our society divides its members into different ranks, and every rank requires a different membership fee. The fees range from 10,000 to 300,000. The higher your rank, the closer you are to God and the greater your chance of salvation. She continued. But since you are the sacred beast's owner, bringing it into our society would. Li Tianran interrupted. Spend more time learning to swim and improving your tricks before scamming people again. The woman's expression darkened. You seem to have no respect for God. Li Tianran mounted his motorcycle. Sorry. sorry, ma'am. Your clothes are carrying an actual virus, so I don't have time to play along. Can your faith save you? He accelerated away. The only person who can save me is myself. Watching him disappear, the woman cursed. Those who refuse to worship God will fall into hell forever. You lowly maggot. Years earlier, Lee Tianran stopped beside his pickup truck and lit a cigarette. Hearing a faint whimper, he asked, "What was that sound?" He followed it into the bushes and found a dead mother dog beside her puppy. Looks like she was hit by a car while crossing the road. He noticed the trembling puppy. There's another little one. It's actually still alive. The mother had clearly been dead for several days. You're really tenacious. We've both lost our parents. Come home with me. Back in the present, the grown little black pinned Xiao Wu and bit into his leg. The guard shouted, "Call everyone." Xiao Wu can't hold on much longer. Bai Jingyan arrived and demanded, "How did a mutant beast get inside?" A guard hurried over. "Mr. Bai." Xiao Wu drank himself senseless. He went to the grove to smoke. Then it suddenly attacked him. Bai Jingyan frowned. "The world is already in chaos, and you still dared to get drunk?" The guard explained. "No, the beast was hiding in the grass. Xiao Wu didn't see it, but we've already contacted the military police to handle it." Bai Jingyan immediately asked, "You said this mutant beast was lying in ambush in the grass?" "Why yes." Bai Jingyan realized that low-level mutant beasts had no reason and only wandered after the heat of living creatures. This should be a high-level mutant beast. It only bit the guard's leg instead of killing him. It knew firearms were dangerous and used the guard to hold us back. Its intelligence is terrifying. Capturing it for research might help me overcome the V-virus's instability. Are you the perfect mutant organism I've been searching for? Bai Jingyan ordered. "Gather everyone. We must capture this mutant beast alive before the military police arrive." "Okay. Equip tranquilizer guns and sedatives. Remember, I want it alive." "Yes." A subordinate handed him a weapon. "Mr. Bai, the tranquilizer gun." Bai Jingyan warned, "Be careful with your weapons. Aim for its limbs." The group opened fire, but Little Black shielded itself with Xiao Wu and knocked the darts away. Bai Jingyan reloaded. Little Black suddenly retreated. "Not good. It's escaping." After it, Little Black disappeared into the forest as Hummingbird 2 reported to Li Tianran. Large canine tracks detected 700 meters southeast. Li Tianran started his motorcycle. Go! He soon found massive paw prints and fresh blood. Such huge paw prints. The blood is still fresh. They weren't left long ago. They must belong to Little Black. What happened? How did Little Black get so badly hurt? Meanwhile, several vehicles pursued Little Black through the forest. Bai Jingyan watched excitedly. No mutant beast has ever moved this fast. The more I see, the more excited I become. Those muscle lines while it runs. What a beautiful creature. I must capture you. Li Tianran received another alert. Target detected. He immediately ordered, "Hummingbird Warrior, send the image." After stopping his motorcycle, he examined the pursuing vehicles. "Hummingbird Warrior, enlarge the image." "Enlarge it again. I want the pursuer's face." Recognizing Bai Jingyan, Li Tianran's expression hardened. "It's him, that science-obsessed madman again. Why are they chasing Little Black? Does he want to capture Little Black for research?" The system asked. "Retrieve bleached corn." Li Tianran took out one bleached corn. "Bastards, don't even think about it." Ahead, the pursuers coordinated their trap. 0203. Flank it from both sides. Drive it toward the old factory ahead. Copy. Surrounded by the vehicles, Little Black bared its fangs and leapt forward. Little Black slammed onto the pursuing vehicle. The driver panicked. Damn it. The vehicle lost control, and someone shouted, "No! Vehicle 2 has been taken out." Another guard raised his weapon. "You damned beast." Several rounds flew toward Little Black, but a glowing hand stopped them in midair. Li Tianran had eaten the bleached corn and entered berserk state. Effect remaining 26 seconds. Bai Jingyan stared at the sudden white light. What was that? Little Black recognized him. "Master." Li Tianran tore through the convoy, knocking the guards aside as the countdown fell to 20 seconds, then 12. Damn it, what is this? Li Tianran struck Bai Jingyan directly. Effect remaining 5 seconds. As the power faded, Li Tianran realized this thing has side effects. Bai Jingyan coughed through his injuries. "Luckily, I blocked part of that blow. Otherwise, I would have died here." He raised his gun. "This man is too dangerous. I must eliminate him." Before Bai Jingyan could finish Li Tianran, Little Black lunged over and bit into his neck. Li Tianran deflected the bullet, but the berserk state ended immediately afterward. When Li Tianran regained consciousness, Little Black was carrying him through the forest. He weakly called, "Little Black." Little Black continued forward, but his body suddenly convulsed. A violent surge threw Li Tianran away. "Little Black." Li Tianran staggered up. "Little Black, what's wrong with you?" Little Black trembled uncontrollably as his body began distorting. Li Tianran shouted, "System! System! What the hell is happening? System!" The system remained silent. Inside Little Black, the level 4 enhancement seed triggered a rapid reconstruction of his cells and genes. His body erupted with light, and an enormous luminous form emerged around him. Li Tianran stared in shock. Little Black. Meanwhile, Bai Jingyan was placed on full life support. The doctor reported, "I'm sorry. His condition is extremely unstable. The blow to his face caused severe damage, and the concussion compressed blood vessels in his brain. The wound on his neck is especially fatal. Surviving until now is already a miracle." A guard apologized. "I'm sorry, Miss Rin. We did everything we could, but our opponent was..." Rin Xiao interrupted. "Don't explain. Your duty is to protect Bai Jingyan with with your lives. Yet he is now lying here between life and death. The guard continued. Bai Jingyan insisted on capturing that mutant beast and left with the advance team. By the time we arrived, the team had suffered heavy losses. Only Dekui survived. Ren Xiao replied, things have already reached this point. I don't want excuses. Did you see the attacker's appearance? The guard lowered his head. No, it was only an extremely fast white light. Ren Xiao snapped. At least invent a believable story before trying to fool me. The guard insisted. It's true. I'm not lying. Ren Xiao glared at him. I paid heavily for your services, not to hear you avoid responsibility. A doctor suddenly warned. Bai Jingyan's heartbeat is dropping rapidly. New bleeding has appeared inside his skull. Begin emergency treatment immediately. There's no point. The frozen shell shattered, revealing Little Black's wolf-headed humanoid form. Li Tianran stared at him. Little Black tried to support him, but his newly evolved body could not control its strength, making Li Tianran's injuries even worse. Back at the farm, Uncle Nan urged Han Han, be good. Stop waiting and go inside to sleep. Little Black shouldn't have gone far, and Boss Lee will be back soon. Han Han refused. I'm not cold. My body is really strong now. I'll wait here for Big Brother to come back. Uncle Nan warned. It's so cold. You'll catch a cold if you stay out here. Han Han touched his hand. Don't believe me? Feel my hand. I'm very warm. Uncle Nan was surprised. You really are. Eating food from the farm actually strengthened the human body this much. Han Han proudly declared. I'm an evolved superwoman. Uncle Nan laughed. Fine, then I'll wait with you for Boss Lee to come home. Han Han, sit with Grandpa and be my little heater. Okay. The two waited through the night and eventually fell asleep together. At sunrise, Han Han suddenly woke. Big Brother. She rushed toward the gate. You're back. Did you find Little Black? Seeing the towering wolfman carrying Li Tianran, she froze. Big Brother, what happened to you? Because Little Black still could not control his evolved strength. Li Tianran's wound had reopened and a bone had fractured. Li Tianran smiled weakly. Han Han, I brought Little Black back. The system identified Little Black as an evolved Czech wolf dog with a throwback type evolution. Han Han excitedly circled him. Wow, Little Black, why do you look different? You still have Little Black's familiar blue color. So cool. Little Black, lift me up high. He was 3 years old, with strength 30, intelligence 10, speed 42, spirit 10, and hunger level 5. Little Black placed her on his shoulders, thinking, my little master is still as mischievous as ever. The system evaluated him as a Czech wolf dog fused with human genes. He had activated genetic evolution. All his attributes would increase greatly, and those attributes had no upper limit. Li Tianran finally understood. Little Black previously lost control because his atavistic genes drove him into a frenzy. He ran away because he didn't want to hurt us. Remembering Little Black biting Bai Jingyan, he wondered, human genes. Did the fusion happen then? Uncle Nan brought over the medical kit. Boss Lee, I brought the medicine box. Li Tianran said. Sterilize the knife. I'm taking the bullet out. Uncle Nan hesitated. Here, but are you cutting directly into the wound? What if it becomes infected? Don't worry. Li Tianran cut open the wound and removed the bullet, then summoned an ancient medicine-grade carrot. Uncle Nan stared at it. Could that be the miraculous medicine? Li Tianran bit into the carrot, and the damaged tissue around his shoulder rapidly regenerated. The wound closed, and even the fractured bone healed. Li Tianran moved his arm. It still hurts. Every living creature on Blue Star contained countless cells that constantly replicated and mutated. New cells replaced old cells to sustain life. During replication, cells normally combined with similar genes and restored all the original cellular elements, but that stability was only relative. Under certain conditions, a new gene could suddenly appear at a specific point and replace the original gene. This was called a mutant gene. Genetic mutation produced two possible results. The first was beneficial development. Li Tianran, Han Han, and Little Black had gained new and useful abilities on top of their original bodily functions. Li Tianran called this evolution. The second was malignant development. Most mutated beasts possessed terrifying bodies and immense strength, but their life genes contained fatal defects. Even if one occasionally regained its sanity, it could not survive for long and was merely struggling on its last breath. At the research facility, Bai Jingyan suddenly awakened and broke his restraint. A researcher exclaimed, Researcher Bai, you're awake. Bai Jingyan clutched the glowing area over his heart. I survived. The researchers stared in disbelief. This is a miracle. No human has ever retained their sanity after being injected with the V virus. Another congratulated him. Researcher Bai, your success means our experiment can enter its next stage. Congratulations. Bai Jingyan lowered his head. No, it isn't that simple. He realized, I did survive, but that doesn't mean the V virus gave me a perfect mutation. My mutation still failed. I gained strength and speed beyond ordinary humans, but my body structure is still undergoing malignant changes. I have no more than 7 days left. Unless I find that perfectly mutated creature and obtain its DNA, I will still die 7 days from now. Later, Bai Jingyan dressed while bone spurs protruded from his body. A subordinate reported, Mr. Bai, Officer Yuan from South City Military Police Headquarters has arrived. I know. The subordinate hesitated. Wouldn't it be inappropriate to involve the military just to investigate the intruder? Bai Jingyan replied, I'm proficient in boxing, Muay Thai, wrestling, grappling, Sanda, and several other lethal martial arts. I also received the Federation Sana Association's 65-kilogram golden dragon medal. My reactions and physical condition are more than 2.8 times those of an ordinary adult. In other words, I can already be considered one of the strongest humans in the world. Very few people can defeat me head-on, but the person who attacked me could hardly be called human. His power came from the same source as that perfectly mutated wolf dog. He should also be a perfect mutant, or perhaps both their perfect mutations originated from the same power. That would explain why he came to rescue the wolf dog. The way he fought reminded me of someone. The subordinate froze. You suspect those two people are the same person? But Mr. Bai, we worked extremely hard to obtain these research results. Would it be safe to let them know? Bai Jingyan replied, I know what I'm doing. The V-virus still hasn't brought me to a state of perfect evolution, but if this information helps me find that perfect mutant, I can bear the consequences. After all, I don't have much time left. Yes, Officer Yuan Wen entered the facility. Bai Jingyan greeted her. Officer Yuan. Yuan Wen replied, sorry to keep you waiting. Bai Jingyan said, I hope my appearance doesn't frighten you. It won't. Yuan Wen looked at him. So this is what you said would interest the military? Excuse me. Bai Jingyan opened his shirt, revealing the mutated heart and bone spurs inside his chest. As you can see, someone in my current condition should not be capable of staying alive. These bone spurs will continue growing as my condition worsens. When they finally pierce my heart, I will die, so I don't have much time left. Bai Jingyan handed her the information. In exchange, I want you to use every resource available to help me find this person. The sooner, the better. Yuan Wen accepted it. A pleasure working with you. That night, Han Han slept beside Little Black while Li Tianran purchased 19 level 4 divine grade strength seeds. The system displayed their information. Species, cherry tomato. Soil requirement, fertile high quality farmland. Irrigation requirement, pure water at least once per day. Growth cycle, 18 days. Survival rate, 18%. Effect, promotes genetic mutation, strengthens beneficial genetic mutation, blocks malignant genetic development, and promotes evolution. Li Tianran stared at the seeds. So the main benefit of level 4 seeds is promoting evolution. This is practically the key to beginning a new era for humanity. He clenched one in his hand. If humanity eventually becomes gods through these crops, then wouldn't I become the god above all gods? However, the planting requirements were extremely demanding. To grow them, I need to spend a huge number of points upgrading the farmland first. So expensive, but I still have to buy it. The system announced 95,000 points spent. High quality land upgrade coupons times 19 purchased. Remaining points 5,680,000. 19 ordinary fields have been upgraded into high quality fields. The upgraded fields became nutrient rich black soil capable of growing level 4 and higher crops while increasing the yield of crops below level 3. Li Tianran checked the countdown. There isn't much time left before the second destruction season. Growth accelerants are expensive too. He purchased 12 growth accelerants, but their ripening effect on level 4 crops was limited. I'll add several agricultural robots to speed up the planting. I still need to save enough points to buy ordinary seeds and continue upgrading the farm. I must get as many crops as possible to mature before the second destruction season arrives. Elsewhere in South City, two white-robed believers entered a hidden cathedral. The lower-ranking believer nervously thought, Lord Immaculate Eagle, is someone as lowly as me truly worthy of meeting the Holy Lord? Lord Immaculate Eagle replied, you only need to report everything you saw without omitting a single word. The Holy Lord will make his own judgment. Although you failed to recruit the required number of believers this week, if your information is true, you will still receive a sufficient share of the Supreme God's gift. The believer rejoiced. That's wonderful. Praise the Supreme God. Praise the Holy Lord. My family will be able to survive for another month. He continued whispering prayers, believing only those who faithfully worshiped the Supreme God could survive the apocalypse. After entering the cathedral, Lord Immaculate Eagle reported, Holy Lord, the Pure Lamb sent word that a new sacred beast has been discovered. The Holy Lord turned toward him. Oh, tell me everything. After hearing the report, the Holy Lord laughed and applauded. Excellent. This will make the Supreme God even more powerful. The subordinate congratulated him. Congratulations, Holy Lord. With nourishment from another sacred beast, the Supreme God will soon complete its ascension. He then asked, what about the recent goods? The Holy Lord replied, you may take them away. The Supreme God has already grown tired of those little desserts. You only need to bring back the sacred beast and sacrifice it to the Supreme God. Once the Supreme God completes its ascension, a vast creature hidden beneath the altar struggled to speak. The Holy Lord immediately exclaimed, I understand. Thank you for your mercy, Supreme God. But the creature's true demand echoed from the darkness. I want to eat the wolf cub. A news report interrupted the program. A tragic accident occurred on a winding mountain road outside South City. A private car plunged from a bend down a cliff nearly 100 meters high before overturning and exploding. 3 people were inside, 2 adults and 1 child. When firefighters arrived, both adults were already dead. The child was thrown from the vehicle and caught on a nearby tree branch. She survived and has been taken to the hospital. Li Tianran murmured, poor child. She's so young, yet she has to endure losing both parents. He suddenly checked the time. Wait, what time is it? His parents had promised to be home by 3, but they still had not returned. Li Tianran put down the knife and called them. Only only to hear, "The phone you dialed has been switched off. Please try again later." While the untouched meal waited on the table, firefighters struggled against the burning wreckage. "The fire is too strong. Call another fire engine." A rescuer found the child. "She was hanging from a tree. Get her to emergency treatment." Another warned, "She's very young and has minor fractures. Move carefully." At the hospital, the staff discussed her condition. "She still refuses to say anything. She's too young to remember much, and she suffered such a severe shock." "What about her family?" "We checked the genetic database. She came from an orphanage and was adopted only 2 days ago." Someone whispered, "So the dead adults were her adoptive parents? What kind of jinx is that child? The couple who adopted her were truly unlucky." Another nurse stopped her. "Don't say that. I heard the orphanage was irregular and released children before completing the paperwork." "Have the police contacted the victim's family?" "Yes, they should arrive soon." Lee Tianran entered the hospital with an officer. "Excuse me, where's the morgue?" A nurse asked. "Officer, are you here to identify the bodies?" "Yes. Could you lead us there?" "Please follow me." Lee Tianran stared at the 2 bodies and refused to believe them. The officer said, "Mr. Lee, my condolences." Lee Tianran shook his head. "These aren't my parents. You must have made a mistake. They went out alone. So where did that child come from? This has to be wrong." The officer replied, "I understand how you feel. You can request a DNA comparison to confirm it." Lee Tianran answered, "Fine. My parents must only be missing." The officer asked him to wait for the results. As Lee Tianran sat with his head lowered, the injured girl quietly tugged his coat. He turned and gently touched her head. She stammered, "Be big brother. I'm sorry." Tears filled her eyes. "It's all my fault. If I hadn't gone looking for Uncle and Aunt when the orphanage director hit me, if Uncle and Aunt hadn't taken me away, this wouldn't have happened." Lee Tianran embraced her. "This wasn't your fault." Soon, the officer returned. "Mr. Lee, the results are ready. The parent-child relationship is 99%. My condolences." Lee Tianran held the girl and finally broke down. Years later, a researcher rushed into Bai Jingyan's laboratory. "The comparison results are ready." Researcher Bai, "We found the intruder." The file identified him as Lee Tianran, male, 26. He had graduated from Jingnan Provincial Normal University with excellent results. 2 years earlier, his parents adopted a 4-year-old girl, but both died in an accident on the return journey. Lee Tianran then returned to South City, inherited their property, and became a farmer. Bai Jingyan frowned. "That's all?" "Yes. Nothing in his background is unusual. Even if the DNA comparison confirms he was the man who took the USB drive, how can we be certain he was the person who attacked you that night?" Bai Jingyan replied, "Lee Tianran appears ordinary from every angle, but an ordinary person could never fight me without falling behind. The physical ability he displayed that night was impossible for someone with this background. He could have hidden his abilities for over 20 years, but his movements were still raw. That possibility can be eliminated. Only one explanation remains. His physical condition improved at an astonishing rate recently." Bai Jingyan reached his conclusion. Perfect evolution. He believed this also explained why Lee Tianran had rescued the perfectly evolved wolf dog. Their power may come from the same source. If an organization can create 2 perfectly evolved beings, its strength is terrifying. The female researcher questioned him. Researcher Bai, "Perhaps our thinking was wrong from the beginning. What if their perfect evolution came from something beyond science?" Bai Jingyan looked at her. "You mean their evolution wasn't caused by the V-virus?" She replied, "The chance of the V-virus producing perfect evolution is only 1 in hundreds of millions. Fewer than 20 perfect mutants, including beast kings, have been discovered worldwide. How could 2 suddenly appear in South City? That success rate is completely inconsistent with probability." Bai Jingyan smiled. "Then perhaps another key capable of perfect evolution exists in this world." After reviewing Lee Tianran's file, the military officer ordered, "If a successful case of human evolution truly exists, the person Bai Jingyan wants also interests the military. Keep both sides under surveillance." "Yes." Back at the farm, Lee Tianran purchased 2 growth accelerants and watered the newly sprouted crops. The level 4 divine crops maturation time was shortened by 50 hours, leaving 128 hours. Uncle Nan hurried over. "Boss Lee, something seems wrong with Little Black." Lee Tianran turned. "Uncle Nan, what happened?" "Little Black has stayed on the roof for several days. Today, no matter how I call him, he refuses to come down. He sometimes climbs up there, but he normally obeys when called. Something is different today." Little Black stood on the roof, growling toward the distance. Lee Tianran realized the reaction resembled the period before Little Black's first mutation. After his throwback evolution, Little Black became more sensitive to danger. Could it be? He immediately ordered patrol guards search the area within 1 kilometer of the farm. His phone suddenly rang. Lee Tianran joked, "A message at a time like this? Let me see which telecom scam company is still working after the apocalypse." The message instantly changed his expression. The vegetable basket slipped from his hands as Han Han called, "Big brother?" Lee Tianran wondered, is this a prank? Who would make such a vicious joke? He rushed into his car and drove away. From a hidden surveillance room, Bai Jingyan watched the vehicle leave. The target has left the farm. A technician asked, "Isn't using a top-tier UBTA-2 stealth drone to monitor one farm excessive?" Bai Jingyan pointed at the screen. "No, look." The technician noticed the tiny machines moving between the crops. "What are those?" "Miniature reconnaissance drones." The technician stared. A shabby farm actually has equipment like that," Bai Jingyan added. "And haven't you noticed that its crops can survive in poison soil?" The technician finally understood. In the current world, every plant outside soil-free cultivation carried the V virus, yet the crops inside this farm were healthy and carefully maintained. Bai Jingyan warned, "Everything here is unusual. The farm may even contain heavy weapons. Li Tianran already defeated me once. Until we know his full strength, we must remain cautious." The technician muttered, "This isn't a broken farm. It's practically a military base." His subordinate asked, "Then what are you planning?" Bai Jingyan replied, "I already understand the farm's structure. As for its weapons, a microwave pulse will disable them. Li Tianran is absent, and only one perfectly evolved beast remains. Our chances of capturing it alive are high. Begin the operation." Several helicopters approached the farm. "Activate the triple pulse particles." The aircraft scanned the entire compound and released 3 consecutive electromagnetic attacks. Cameras, fans, fences, and every other electronic component stopped functioning. After 3 complete sweeps, not a single electronic device can continue operating. Bai Jingyan put on combat gear. "Move." Armed troops descended from the helicopters and entered the farm. Meanwhile, Li Tianran arrived at his parents' cemetery and found their grave torn open. He stared into the empty pit. "Bastard, this isn't a prank. Who did this?" His phone rang again. An unknown sender wrote, "Your parents' ashes are in my hands. You must have confirmed that with your own eyes. I'll give you 1 day to consider. Once you've decided, bring the sacred beast in one of your hands and feet to exchange for them." Li Tianran stared at the message. "Is this person an idiot?" he thought. "If mom and dad knew I traded my limbs for their ashes, they would probably be so furious they'd visit my dreams just to beat me." He then noticed the demand for a sacred beast. What is the sacred beast? Could they mean Little Black? Li Tianran laughed coldly. Little Black went out once and somehow attracted this many people. He typed back, "What makes you think a box of inorganic material can control me? Do whatever you want with my parents' ashes, but I promise I will personally send you down to kneel before them and beg forgiveness." Standing before the empty grave, Li Tianran realized the sender knew about Little Black's abilities and intended to obtain him at any cost. He briefly suspected the woman from the villa, but rejected the idea because a major corporation would not use such a crude method. Then who is it? The farm system suddenly warned him. "Warning, warning, the farm is under attack. The enemy possesses advanced modern weapons. Threat level 99%. Inside the farm, soldiers detected a heat signature in the house. Surround the building." As they closed in, one soldier raised his hand. "Wait." The thermal signal disappeared. He looked around. Strange. Where did it go? The soldiers slowly looked upward. Little Black stood on the roof in his evolved humanoid form, carrying Han Han on his shoulder and glaring down at the intruders. Han Han pointed at the intruders. "These people are all bad guys. Little Black, obey my command and turn them all into compost." Little Black carried her away as the farm's hidden combat robots opened fire from the broken windows. The soldiers rushed into the house and searched every room. "There's no one in the building? Mr. Bai." Bai Jingyan sensed the ambush and shouted, "This is bad. Get downstairs." Beams swept through the house, forcing him to dodge while several soldiers fell outside. Bai Jingyan stared at the battlefield. Why didn't the pulse weapon work? He finally spotted the combat robots. How could an ordinary farm possess top-level intelligent technology like this? Li Tianran returned to the farm and faced him. "So it was you. Now I understand. You came here for revenge, and all of this was your doing. Investigating me must have taken considerable effort." Bai Jingyan replied, "Finding your information wasn't difficult, but the changes in your body were beyond my expectations." Surrounded by Li Tianran's defenses, Bai Jingyan lowered his stance. "Since you've completely surrounded me, I have nothing else to say. I don't have long to live anyway. If my plan fails, I'll die whether it happens here or in a hospital bed. We'll rely on our own abilities, and the victor will decide everything." Uncle Nan urged Li Tianran, "Bossly, kill these Tianran people. Nobody from that company is any good." Li Tianran looked at Bai Jingyan. "Before I kill you, I hope you'll confess voluntarily. Where are my parents' ashes?" Bai Jingyan froze. "What ashes? Didn't you steal my parents' ashes?" Bai Jingyan stared at him. "Are you joking with me?" Li Tianran saw that his confusion was genuine and fell silent. Meanwhile, the Holy Lord threw his phone down in fury. What an unfilial son. How can he ignore his mother's ashes? "If it were me, I would gladly offer every piece of flesh on my body to Mother." He continued raging. "Damn it, he refuses to offer the sacred beast, and now Mother has lost the snack she wanted." His subordinates tried to calm him. "Holy Lord, please calm down." The Holy Lord struck himself. "I'm useless. I'm completely useless." A subordinate reported, "We brought new offerings. We can present them to the Supreme God now." The Holy Lord screamed, "Mother is already tired of eating that filthy trash. Mother wants the wolf cub. You're all useless too. You hold important positions, yet you can't even obtain one sacred beast. Holy Lord, it isn't that we—" "I don't want to hear it." A faint voice suddenly called, "Xiao, Xiaosheng." The Holy Lord trembled and turned around. "Supreme God, Mother?" The others watched him stare into empty space. "Mother." A beautiful figure appeared in his hallucination. "Xiaosheng, be good." The Holy Lord burst into tears. "Mother, Xiaosheng missed you so much. You finally came to see me again. It's all my fault. I couldn't even bring you the wolf cub you wanted. Please don't be angry or abandon me. Don't hit Xiaosheng. I'll behave from now on. I'll bring that hateful man here dinner and offer him to you. You must be happy after eating him, so you won't be angry with me anymore." A monstrous shadow rose behind the Holy Lord. "Good, eat." Back at the farm, Li Tianran watched Bai Jingyan's reaction and realized he had not stolen the ashes. However, Bai Jingyan had been bitten through by Little Black 3 times and should not have been able to stand there unharmed. Li Tianran activated the True Eye. The system displayed Bai Jingyan, human, malignant evolver, occupation, biological cytologist, remaining survival time 118 hours. Bai Jingyan had used the power of malignant evolution to save his dying body, but unless he stopped the malignant genetic division within 118 hours, the same power that saved him would drag him to his death. Li Tianran understood that radiation-mutated plants had caused Bai Jingyan's evolution. Little Black's perfect mutant genes had fused with him and temporarily preserved his life, so his true purpose was to obtain Little Black's perfect genes. Li Tianran said, "Even though you didn't steal my parents' ashes, your objective offers me no benefit. I can't allow you to leave." The combat robots aimed at Bai Jingyan. "Wait," Bai Jingyan shouted. "Your parents' ashes are important to you. Perhaps I can help you recover them. Honestly, there is no irreconcilable hatred between us. I want an evolver's genes, while you are merely protecting yourself. Why can't we turn this war into a transaction?" Li Tianran raised his hand. "Stop." The robots lowered their weapons. Bai Jingyan continued, "We can exchange resources." Li Tianran asked, "You can help me find the ashes? I possess extensive connections, resources, and technology. Finding someone in South City will be much faster for me than it would be for you." Li Tianran replied, "That alone isn't enough to purchase an evolver's genes. Even without your help, I could eventually find that person myself. But I'm curious. You keep emphasizing your own connections and resources rather than Tianruan's. What exactly is your relationship with Tianruan?" Bai Jingyan answered, "Strictly speaking, I'm not a member of Tianruan. I only act from my own position and have no interest in the profits of either side. I bear no hostility toward you. Whether you killed Liang Tianyu or invaded the villa has nothing to do with me. I only need to obtain what I require. In other words, I can become your tool." Li Tianran smiled. "Interesting," Bai Jingyan added. "You gain a useful tool, while I obtain the evolutionary genes that can save my life. We both win." He extended his hand, but Li Tianran walked past him. "Have your men disarm and crouch against the wall with their hands over their heads. Then follow me." Li Tianran led Bai Jingyan into the house, where Little Black carried Han Han on his shoulders. Han Han's eye of good and evil activated as she noticed the strange green aura surrounding Bai Jingyan. "What is that?" Li Tianran said. "You don't need to be nervous. This is the gene you want." Bai Jingyan stared at Little Black. "What? This is that perfectly evolved beast? But how did it become?" Li Tianran explained. "According to my guess, Little Black fused with human genes during his perfect evolution, and the human whose genes he absorbed was you. Given the compatibility between your genes, Little Black's genes should be able to stop your malignant evolution." Bai Jingyan's eyes widened. "This is the most perfect mutant beast I've ever seen. Even the high-level mutant beasts in the southern border that fused with human genes became unconscious monsters driven only by the instinct to eat. But Little Black possesses self-awareness and even obeys human commands. Once I decipher the secret hidden in his genes and begin mass production." Li Tianran interrupted him. "The visit is over. Now pay your deposit." He showed Bai Jingyan the threatening message. "Trace this number and investigate every call record and signal location it has produced during the past 10 days. Let me see what you can do. I'm extremely selective when choosing my tools." Bai Jingyan replied, "That's easy, but I urgently need a blood sample. Unless I quickly discover the key, I have fewer than 5 days left." Li Tianran answered, "You're currently in no position to negotiate with me. Hurry and find that person." Bai Jingyan sighed. "I understand." After leaving the farm, Bai Jingyan summoned a top hacker named Lan Ning. Lan Ning greeted him. "Boss Bai, long time no see. Is there really something you couldn't investigate from my base, forcing you to call me outside? I genuinely hate leaving home." Bai Jingyan handed him the number. "Stop talking nonsense and trace its signal location." Lan Ning complained. "You chartered a helicopter and brought me all this way just for that?" Bai Jingyan added. "Repair the circuit boards and chips in Boss Li's house afterward. Consider it compensation for my use of the pulse weapon." Lan Ning thought he was unexpectedly considerate, then grumbled. Fine. You're my boss, so you're the master and I'm the poor fool doing all the work." Li Tianran watched him type. "Is this endlessly talkative hacker reliable?" Bai Jingyan replied. "His skills are unquestionable." While Lan Ning searched, Li Tianran asked Bai Jingyan, "How did you become an evolver? Is turning into something neither human nor ghost what you call the age of gods?" Bai Jingyan laughed. "So you really did examine the contents of my USB drive. I admit that when it comes to raising humanity's level of life, you've progressed faster and achieved more than I have. A little over 10 days after the world changed, my team extracted the V virus from the radiation-mutated plants. That virus is the source of the mutations suffered by those who consume them. However, our experiments revealed that while the V virus accelerates cellular division, it also greatly increases the probability of malignant mutation. It ultimately creates deformed, short-lived monsters driven only by an endless urge to eat. I believe Little Black's genes may provide the inspiration I need." Li Tianran asked, "So all your conclusions came from conducting large-scale human experiments with this virus?" Bai Jingyan smiled. "I don't consider my actions cruel. Humanity's historical biological data was also obtained through countless cold-blooded human experiments. Even before I arrived at Tianrun, Liang Tianyu had already been performing living human experiments, compared with his half-dead test subjects. Didn't we at least obtain valuable data? Even if I were killed by a laboratory mouse one day, I wouldn't object, provided it produced valuable results. Li Tianran muttered, "You really are insane." Bai Jingyan laughed. Biology and science reached their current heights by climbing over countless corpses. In this apocalyptic future, that will not change. Lan Ning stopped typing. Found it. I sent the information over. Li Tianran checked the email. I don't remember leaving an email address. Lan Ning turned around. Huh, what kind of last century old man statement is that? Give me one photo and I can dig out all your information in 10 minutes. And I heard you questioning me just now. Doubt my skills again and I'll hack your phone camera and broadcast you showering and using the toilet, bastard. Li Tianran looked confused. Bai Jingyan covered his face. He's only running his mouth. He still has professional ethics. He warned Lan Ning, keep talking and I'll cut your funding. Lan Ning immediately panicked. No, don't. I'll shut up and work. Outside the cathedral, a white-robed believer noticed a flying machine. Damn, why is there such a huge moth in this cold weather? His companion raised his weapon. Be careful. Could that thing be poisonous? There are so many mutant beasts now. It might be some kind of mutated moth. The hummingbird guard flashed past and both believers collapsed. Li Tianran stood on the cathedral roof. Go to sleep. Inside, the believers gathered for a ritual. Beloved Supreme God, you are the true God who created the universe and all things. We praise and thank you. By your great power, love, and will, grant us the fruit of hope and transform us into immortal bodies. The Holy Lord raised the box. The rebirth ritual begins now. The believers bowed. In the Lord's holy name, circuit. They received the red fruits and swallowed them. The Holy Lord continued. Next, use the offering's nectar to water the fruit. Let the fruit of hope grow well and complete rebirth soon. Watching them murder the sacrifice, Li Tianran's eyes reddened. Bastards. The hummingbird guards descended and attacked the believers. Everyone fled in panic. What's happening? The Holy Lord shouted. Who is it? How dare you destroy the rebirth ritual? He finally spotted Li Tianran above them. You, who are you? How dare you destroy? Li Tianran interrupted him. I'm your father. He issued an order. Hummingbird guards, kill this trash. The believers surrounded the Holy Lord. Protect the Holy Lord. The hummingbird guards swept across the hall, cutting down one believer after another. Run. Even the left and right guardians have been killed. Li Tianran landed before the Holy Lord. I thought you were merely despicable grave robbers. I didn't expect you to be scum worse than beasts. The Holy Lord trembled. You're Li Tianran. Li Tianran aimed his gun. Chinsheng, bring me my parents' ashes. I'll let you die more quickly. Chinsheng glanced toward a body behind Li Tianran. Kill me and you'll never get the ashes. He laughed. Come on, kill me if you can. Li Tianran walked toward him. Don't try to provoke me. The corpse behind Li Tianran slowly rose. Chinsheng laughed wildly. Look how happily mother is smiling. Li Tianran turned around. Chinsheng shouted, you're finished. My brothers have hatched. The corpse transformed into a blue monster with a glowing eye and jagged teeth. More monsters crawled from the bodies and surrounded Li Tianran. One lunged first, while the others followed closely behind. Li Tianran drew both guns. What ugly things. They're an eyesore. He fired at them, but the bullets bounced off their skin. Damn, they're this tough? A monster swung at him, and Li Tianran narrowly dodged. Then guns are useless. He stored the guns and searched the system shop. Are there any more destructive weapons? A rocket launcher should work. He found one, but the system displayed insufficient points. Purchase failed. Li Tianran remembered the seeds he had recently bought. I bought a batch of seeds 2 days ago. I don't have enough points. The monsters charged again. Li Tianran summoned the hummingbird guards, but their attacks also failed. No, the hummingbird guards' firepower can't pierce that hard skin. He stared at the monsters. I thought this was only an ordinary cult exploiting the apocalypse. I didn't expect them to possess such strange monsters. I should have brought several large combat robots. Chinsheng shouted from a distance. Why are you hiding? Weren't you acting arrogant just now? Li Tianran considered his options. This is troublesome. I've run out of white jade corn, and ordinary weapons can't kill these monsters. I'll destroy their eyes first and delay them. He focused on the monster's glowing eyes, but one suddenly smashed through the wall beside him. Li Tianran avoided the attack. They're fast. He fired repeatedly, destroying the monster's eyes. The blinded monsters crashed through the cathedral walls, causing explosions that echoed across the outskirts. An elderly woman called the South City Military Police Bureau. Yuanwen answered, hello, South City Military Police Bureau. The woman cried, officer, I finally got through. There was an explosion near my home. It was extremely loud, and there were strange noises too. It sounds like mutant beasts are causing destruction. Please come and take a look. I'm an old woman alone with a child, and we're terrified. The child clung to her. Grandma, I'm scared. Yuanwen immediately replied, we're coming now. Please tell me where the explosion happened. She ended the call and ordered, hurry, call the cleanup division and follow me. There may be 2 or 3 level 2 or level 3 mutant beasts outside the city. One officer said, I'll notify them. Another became excited. There are still mutant beasts of that level near the city. I wonder whether we can capture one alive and ask Commander Yuan for a reward. Yuanwen warned him, if it really is a level 3 mutant beast, don't underestimate it. Back inside the cathedral, Li Tianran struggled to stand. These things aren't as easy to handle as ordinary level 1 mutant beasts. Although he had destroyed their eyes, it only slowed their movements. Li Tianran took out one ancient medicine-grade tomato. My ribs are broken too. The blinded monsters continued searching for him. Qinsheng laughed. You're about to die, yet you still have time to eat. You've suffered such serious injuries, so stop thinking about resisting. Be obedient and become an extra meal for my brothers. A monster charged and smashed through another wall. Qinsheng looked toward the rubble. Is he dead? The blinded monsters collided and rolled across the floor. You idiots. Are you pigs? The monsters then rushed toward a nearby room. Qinsheng suddenly panicked. That room? No, you can't go toward that room. My goods. Li Tianran had been knocked beside its entrance. That was close. I was actually sent flying over here. A weak voice came from behind the door. Help, Qinsheng screamed. Don't go over there. Don't hurt my goods. Li Tianran looked inside and found a group of chained captives. They reached toward him. Save us. Please save us. Li Tianran stared at the imprisoned girls. Goods? Was the sacrificed girl also one of their goods? Just how many people have these scumbags harmed? The mutant creatures suddenly split into two and rushed toward the captives. The girls screamed. Monsters. They're coming. Help. Li Tianran blocked their path. I can't let them get through. He noticed the room behind him was a warehouse, so they weren't only treating girls as merchandise, they also collected plenty of food, gold bars, jewelry, and antiques. Spotting several weapons displayed on a statue, he pulled one free. I didn't expect them to hide something this valuable here. It's actually a Tang-style saber. Its forging technique is among the most advanced in the world. The blade is strong, difficult to break, and extremely sharp. It can be considered the pinnacle of sword forging. What a fine weapon, an absolute killing tool. The mutants forced their way inside. Li Tianran gripped the saber. Let me see whether this blade can cut through these filthy monsters. His first strike wounded one of them. It works, but it's not enough. With my current strength, I still can't kill it in a single blow. The injured creature became furious. Li Tianran smiled. Good, get angry. For now, I need to lead them away from here. He ran into the hall and shouted, come kill me, you two worms. Both monsters chased him. I've drawn them over. Li Tianran faced them with the saber, deflecting their attacks and repeatedly cutting their bodies. Attacking their outer shells won't cause a fatal wound. If this drags on, I'll be at a disadvantage. I need to strike their weak points. When the monsters charged again, Li Tianran seized the opening and cut both of them down. The Holy Lord crawled out and glared at the rescued captives. Damn it, he actually stole my precious collection. My brothers will chew him until not even his bones remain. Li Tianran appeared behind him. You, the Holy Lord stared at the remains of the mutants. How is this possible? The worker ant shells can even stop bullets. You actually killed them. He backed away. Don't come any closer. If you touch me, those important people won't let you go. Li Tianran raised the bloody saber. I can kill monsters like those. Why would I fear your so-called important people? Go to hell. Before he could strike, a bullet knocked the blade aside. Yuan aimed her gun at him. Stop. Put down the sword. The Holy Lord immediately begged. Save me. This man wants to kill me. Shoot him. Hurry. Li Tianran looked at Yuan. Your gun shouldn't be aimed at me. It should be aimed at him. Yuan frowned. What? Li Tianran replied. Take a good look around. Yuan saw the chained girls in the warehouse filled with stolen goods. One officer reported, Officer Yuan, several of these girls match previously reported missing victims. I've seen their photographs. There's no mistake. Another hurried over. Officer Yuan, we found something serious. There is a woman who died under extremely unusual circumstances, several cult members who were shot dead, and 2 mutated beast corpses in the side hall. Yuan immediately ordered, don't resist. Detain everyone. Notify headquarters, the hospital, and every cooperating department. Tell all available personnel to come and assist. Even after being handcuffed, the Holy Lord looked back at Li Tianran and laughed. What can you possibly do to me? Li Tianran's expression darkened as he stepped toward him. Yuan stopped him. Li Tianran, we've met before. Do you remember? Li Tianran asked. Who are you? Yuan answered. 3 years ago, after the car accident, I accompanied you when you identified the bodies. Li Tianran remembered her. There was a female officer with me that day. So it was you. Yuan introduced herself. I'm Yuan from the South City Military Police Bureau. You've probably already met by Jingyan. The DNA you left during that accident allowed us to find you. Li Tianran replied. You have a good memory. You stopped me because you guessed what I intended to do. Yuan said. Please calm down and listen. You heard what he said. This case isn't over, so you can't kill him yet. I know you're unusually powerful, and even with this many officers, we may not be able to stop you, but the Yanhuang Federation is still governed by the military police headquarters and the council. This is not a place where you can carry out private punishment. Trust the military police. We won't let any criminal escape. That is our duty. Cooperate with the investigation and tell us everything you know. Li Tianran sheathed the Hengdao. Thank you for cooperating. More police and ambulances arrived, and the rescued girls were escorted outside. An officer quietly asked Yuan, Sister Yuan, how should I record the cultists who died? She answered, write that they violently resisted arrest, forcing us to fight back, and that they later died from their injuries. Li Tianran overheard everything but said nothing. Yuan gestured to him. Let's go. A rescued woman suddenly approached them. Thank you. She told Li Tianran. you saved our lives. Had the disturbance you caused not drawn the military police here, we might have been sold to powerful people as toys, then sacrificed and fed to those disgusting insects. We truly can't thank you enough. Li Tianran frowned. Toys? Yuan immediately asked, Miss, do you know something? The woman admitted, I used to be a believer in the Self-Rescue Society. They deceived me, claiming it was merely a mutual aid organization where members could buy cheap food. But several days ago, I discovered its true purpose and tried to escape. They caught me and locked me up. Before that happened, I saw where they kept their transaction ledger. Yuan leaned forward. Tell me everything in detail. Unnoticed by everyone, two men watched from a nearby vehicle. Seeing the Holy Lord taken into custody, one of them said, the Holy Lord has been captured. Let's go. At the military police bureau, Li Tianran waited inside the interrogation room. Hello, officer. I've explained almost everything. Can I leave now? I still have things waiting for me. Outside, Yuan said, I can't agree with this way of handling things. Merit and wrongdoing have never canceled each other out. His contribution cannot conceal the fact that he broke the law. But Chief Chen replied, he's only a civilian. He has no authority to replace the law, judge others, or kill them. Yuan said, that's true, but only if we could have found those missing girls before he did. Has the higher authority issued a decision on him? Director Yang is still waiting for the municipal committee's response. But the apocalypse is approaching, and dangerous people like Li Tianran will only increase. The military police are already severely understaffed, and no one knows what the law will become in the future. The higher authorities haven't even replied, yet you're already rushing to convict him. Yuan looked at him. Forgive me for speaking out of turn, Chief Chen, but you're afraid because of your own failure. You're guessing what your superiors want, so the moment their response arrives, you can place all the evidence against Li Tianran directly on their desks and conveniently save yourself. Can this kind of unusual handling withstand condemnation from the public and media? I seriously doubt it. Chief Chen shouted, you, Officers 0124 Yuan Lin, mind your tone. I don't care what background you have. I'm the chief here, and you're my subordinate. I order you to detain the criminal suspect Li Tianran. A voice interrupted him. Chen, what are you doing? Chief Chen turned pale. You, why are you here? Handong Provincial Military Police Chief Inspector Yuan Jinghong entered with Senior Officer Yuan Hao. Director Yang's handling of Li Tianran's rescue case is becoming increasingly foolish. He failed to catch the criminals, yet he's skilled at intimidating his own people. Chief Chen stammered. Inspector Yuan, I had no choice. It was an order from above. Yuan Jinghong asked, above? Which superior? Director Yang or Mayor Wang? Stand here and recite the military police conduct regulations 20 times. He then told Yuan Lin, your father has already explained everything over the phone. Take me to see that Li Tianran kid now. Yes. Yuan Jinghong entered the room. Are you Li Tianran? I am. Yuan Jinghong sat down. Allow me to introduce myself. I'm Yuan Jinghong, Chief Inspector of the Handong Provincial Military Police Department. Li Tianran was surprised. A provincial chief inspector. This case actually brought someone as important as you here. It seems I won't be walking out easily. Yuan Jinghong laughed. Young man, don't be nervous. I brought a confidential file for you to examine. Me? Yes. I believe you're also curious about the changes in those two mutant creatures. This information was brought specifically for you. Li Tianran opened the file. Yuan Jinghong said, more precisely, it was prepared for people like you. Li Tianran stared at the disturbing photographs. This is, countless human faces covered the creatures' bodies. Human faces, Yuan Jinghong explained. This mutant beast was found 5 days ago by patrolling soldiers in a mountain range. When we surrounded it, it was eating humans. Later, we discovered traces of human blood on its back. Its intelligence continued increasing, and it even tried to deceive our scouts and lure them into an ambush. Do you know what that means? Li Tianran replied, these monsters' intelligence and behavior are becoming increasingly human. Could their genetic locks have opened? Exactly. They are no longer simply fusing the genes of different animals to strengthen themselves. They have successfully fused human genes and obtained intelligence. A new species is evolving. Yuan Jinghong stared at him. We call these highly intelligent evolved creatures beast kings. Within Yanhuang territory, we've already discovered traces of at least 5 perfectly mutated beasts, and that number will continue increasing. Li Tianran closed the file. Why are you telling me something this confidential? Yuan Jinghong called. Yuan Hao. Yuan Hao placed a glass container on the table. Li Tianran recognized the 2 red objects inside. Those aren't correct. They're the 2 unhatched eggs. After you shot those creatures, the eggs inside them stopped hatching. Our researchers retrieved them and examined their genetic structure. Most of their genes came from insects and animals, but they also contained human genes. Li Tianran understood. You're saying, Yuan Jinghong answered, a beast king is very likely hiding somewhere in South City. It is creating more of its own kind. Li Tianran was stunned. What? But with a beast king's destructive power, how could it remain hidden in the city without being discovered? Yuan Jinghong replied, that brings us to another problem, the account ledger. You found it, didn't you? Li Tianran nodded. Yuan Jinghong continued, although beast kings possess intelligence, they still haven't evolved to the level of ordinary humans. It would be impossible for one to establish an organization within the few days since the mutation began, unless. Li Tianran realized the implication. You mean humans are standing alongside the mutant beasts? But But why? We don't know yet, Li Tianran asked. Then why tell me all this? So you understand the current situation. I believe it will help you make a more rational judgment. Yuan Jinghong tapped the table. Li Tianran frowned. What do you mean? Yuan Jinghong revealed the official notice. Because Li Tianran's violent attack caused multiple deaths and extremely serious consequences, creating a terrible social impact, the military police have been ordered to arrest him and uphold the law. The execution notice for the arrest of criminal Li Tianran has already been issued. Yuan Wen opened the door. Inspector Yuan. Li Tianran slammed the table. I killed members of that cult. What serious consequences or terrible social impact did I cause? Laws and rules like these are ridiculous. Yuan Jinghong remained calm. Young man, don't be angry. Let me finish. The world is changing. Frankly, South City's military police may soon be incapable of protecting every civilian, but under the current social system, the authorities remain the strongest force. With the present evolution speed of mutant beasts, the Federation's military government integration is inevitable. When that happens, the forces protecting the cities will be military districts. Military districts are different from city police. They have zero tolerance for lawbreakers and function like cold, emotionless weapons. We can protect you now and erase your record, but once the military district takes control of the city, we won't have that authority. Li Tianran asked. What exactly are you trying to say? It's simple. Join us. I can give you an identity with special privileges. Then even after the military district takes control, you'll still possess special authority. Li Tianran stared at him. You want me to join the military police? Yuan Jinghong replied. Having an official identity is not a bad thing. It will also give your family protection. Li Tianran thought for a moment. Let me consider it. Yuan Wan returned his saber and handed him an application. Here's what you asked for. I want your answer no later than the morning after tomorrow. Fill out the application if you agree. Otherwise, I'll bring an enforcement team to find you the day after tomorrow. Li Tianran complained. Can't such a beautiful woman speak a little more pleasantly? Yuan Wan pressed the papers against him. Flattery won't work. Join the military police and none of these things will remain a problem. Li Tianran accepted them. I'll give you my answer the day after tomorrow. While leaving, he noticed several suspects being escorted through the corridor. Have all the people recorded in that ledger already been arrested? Yuan Wan answered. Yes. Li Tianran recognized two of them. Those two look familiar. Wait, aren't they members of the South City Council? So the cult leader wasn't lying about important people being involved. I thought they were only wealthy merchants, but even council members participated. Were these people merely involved in the transactions, or have they already chosen to stand against humanity? Back at the farm, Li Tianran watered the level 4 divine grade strength tomatoes. One field had a 68% survival rate and 62 hours remaining until maturity, while another had reached 78% with 32 hours left. He asked, Han Han, would you support me if I join the military police? Of course. Li Tianran crouched beside her. But then I might not be able to stay with you all the time. Don't cry at night when I'm away. Han Han protested. Han Han doesn't cry. Then she clenched her fists. But Han Han hopes Big Brother won't give up what he wants to do because of me. 3 years ago, you abandoned your job and came back to take care of me. Han Han has always been holding you back. Li Tianran patted her head. Fool, taking care of you was my own choice. Han Han replied. But I don't want to remain protected by Big Brother forever. I want to grow up quickly, so no matter what Big Brother chooses, Han Han will support you. Besides, Little Black and Uncle Nan can protect me. I'm not afraid. Li Tianran smiled. Han Han really has grown up. He looked toward the fields. Then from now on, you'll be responsible for applying growth potion to the divine grade tomatoes. Little adult. No sneaking off to watch cartoons. Han Han pouted. Elsewhere, a suited man with a bloodied hand walked through a dark detention corridor. The chained cult leader watched him approach and chuckled from behind the bars. The man dropped several glowing, flesh-like fragments into the cell. The cult leader picked them up one by one, laughing softly, then raised a fragment to his mouth and bit into it. Li Tianran drew a vial of blood from Little Black and handed it to the hooded assistant. This is the blood sample I promised your boss. The assistant examined Little Black. So this is a perfectly mutated beast? It doesn't have the enormous body or drastic vital sign changes of those beast kings. It doesn't look very strong. Li Tianran replied. Perfect mutations can develop in many directions. The paths taken by the known beast kings may not necessarily be correct. What is the true path of perfect mutation? A simple increase in strength, a change in body structure, or greater intelligence. Different mutation directions naturally won't look exactly the same. You're right, I was being preconceived. Every species has a different genetic sequence, so the same perfect mutation gene may produce different effects in different organisms. Li Tianran patted his head. By the way, how's your boss? You destroyed a cult and then ended up at the police bureau. If this sample arrived any later, the grass over my boss's grave would already be 10 feet high. At the laboratory, the doctors stopped the operation. We can't continue. These bone spurs grow back less than 30 minutes after being removed, and they're growing even faster than before. The assistant rushed inside. Boss, I brought the sample back. Bai Jingyan sat up. Analyze it immediately. I only have 24 hours left. The results soon appeared. Chromosome 24 has changed. Judging from the rate of cell division, its telomere density is 10 times that of an ordinary human. It possesses 79 chromosomes. chromosomes, 33 more than a human. Bai Jingyan realized it has opened its genetic lock. The researcher continued, those extra chromosomes greatly increase its physique, strength, speed, and bone density. This excess genetic sequence can only be described as divine. Unlike the chaotic gene combinations found in failed mutant beasts, Little Black's genes represented genuine perfect evolution. Although the success rate would be low, Bai Jingyan ordered the team to begin cloning experiments immediately. Meanwhile, Li Tianran checked the level 4 divine grade strength tomatoes. Their survival rate had reached 95%. Their condition was excellent, and only 8 hours remained before maturity. The system revealed the 4 possible evolutionary paths. Atavistic evolution awakened ancestral bloodline memories, enhanced physical abilities, and could grant mutant beast talents with an activation rate of 80%. Brain evolution allowed the human electromagnetic field to affect or even control electronic machinery with an activation rate of 4%. Divine evolution granted abilities such as immortality, wings, or extreme speed, also with a 4% activation rate. Ancient god evolution allowed control over natural forces such as weather, water, and fire, but its activation rate was only 0.4%. Li Tianran thought, brain and divine evolution are powerful enough, while ancient god evolution is practically mythical, but the chance of atavistic evolution is far too high. It would be ridiculous if I awakened some useless ancestral trait. He asked the system whether the result could be reset. The system replied, the host may continue consuming level 4 divine grade strength fruits. If another evolutionary path is activated, the host may freely select one of the activated paths. Li Tianran smiled. Then as long as I eat enough fruit, I can eventually choose divine evolution. At the military police bureau, Yuan Jinghong asked Yuan Wen, has he agreed? Yuan Wen replied, he contacted me and said he'll deliver the application tomorrow. Yuan Jinghong laughed. Good, then my trip to South City wasn't wasted. Yuan Wen asked, are you leaving already? He explained, my superiors have urgently summoned me back to Jingnan, and I must bring the case files with me. I only came to South City because the national security mission was short of responsible personnel. However, he remained troubled. Counselors Li and Guo have already been detained for 18 hours, yet the political department still hasn't reacted. Something feels wrong. Mayor Wang hasn't made any move either. No. Yuan Wen lowered her eyes. I have a bad feeling. Elsewhere, a suited man with part of his face transformed listened to an unseen command. I understand. The following morning, Li Tianran left the bureau carrying his documents, but a trail of blood led him toward a hanging corpse. He stared at the victim in shock as terrified memories flashed through his mind. Soon afterward, a lawyer arrived at the bureau. Yuan Jinghong asked, you're the lawyer representing counselors Li and Guo? Yes. I was entrusted by the South City Council to handle the military police bureau's detention of the 2 counselors. His phone suddenly rang. After answering it, his expression changed. What? Inside the hall, a grieving mother collapsed beside her daughter's covered body. My daughter. How could this happen? Auntie, I'm sorry. The lawyer then escorted counselors Li and Guo from the holding area. The 2 counselors have suffered in there. We'll handle the rest of this case, so you don't need to feel pressured. The grieving mother looked up, recognized one of them, and screamed, Li Ting? The mustached counselor glanced at her. Who are you? She lunged at him. It was you. It must have been you. My daughter said someone would silence her after she returned home. She never participated in those transactions. You killed her. The counselor's guards restrained her and knocked her down. Crazy woman. Li Tianran rose from the bench and intervened. Yuan Wen also rushed forward. Don't go too far. This is the military police bureau. The lawyer calmly said, Officer Yuan, you can stop performing now. First, this woman attacked us, and we merely defended ourselves. The mustached counselor added, exactly. The lawyer continued, second, mind your wording. Counselors Li and Guo have already completed their bail procedures. Calling them criminal suspects is inappropriate. Yuan Wen shouted, what? How could they receive bail? The lawyer replied, to arrest a counselor, you need physical evidence, witness testimony, statements from the accused, confessions, victim identification, on-site investigation records, appraisal conclusions, examination records, audio-visual material, electronic data, and more. None of what you possess is enough to convict them. Yuan Wen insisted, we already arrested the ringleader. The lawyer smiled. Unfortunately, the maximum 24-hour detention period has already expired. I'm taking them away. As they prepared to leave, he told her, Officer Yuan works very hard, but I hope you'll spend more time investigating real criminals instead of harassing respectable citizens. Our schedules are busy, and we don't have much time to cooperate with your investigations. Yuan Wen glared at him. You, the lawyer added, the witness you mentioned has already undergone a medical examination and was diagnosed with severe mental illness. Her testimony is invalid. Yuan Wen stared at him. What? But she warned, don't think this is over. I won't let this matter disappear. I'll keep watching all of you. The lawyer chuckled. Young people really do have bad tempers. He continued, their release was personally ordered by your highest national authority. You have no right to question it. I came directly from his office to complete the formal procedures. The witness will also be transferred to South City's 4th Psychiatric Hospital. Yuan Wen whispered, that's impossible. As the lawyer passed Li Tianran, he suddenly sensed something strange and hurried away. Until next time, Officer Yuan. The grieving mother covered her face. My daughter wasn't lying. Those people are monsters. We really can't bring them down. Yuanwen supported her. Auntie, the woman cried. If even the military police can't punish them, will they ever receive retribution? A torn sheet of paper slipped onto the floor. Yuanwen picked it up and realized it was Li Tianran's military police application, ripped into pieces. Li Tianran, back at the farm, the system announced, your level 4 divine grade strength fruits have matured. Please harvest them as soon as possible. Li Tianran collected 100 fruits weighing 2.5 kilograms, then ate one directly. A new genetic sequence activated inside his body. The host's 47th evolvable chromosome has been successfully activated. Evolution type, atavistic. Awakened skill, evasion. Basic attributes doubled.